Abuti avoya mamu nyina ache mwako aba UTV so you're live e ship house abeka junction anope yede wase so we do TV no e dey to UTV so full live with social media handles na Facebook and YouTube ubehu critical issues anope your friend me Vim lady Afia Pokua ye ba ya na ye hwe ensem asi 2012 it appears to say the akoso enne 2020 and we been see 2012 unim say abato a yato no 2020 ya ene omo ehwe abato so na ade ka say a free and fair no manso abepiem ema from all indications no National Democratic Congress NDC opposition or the same way ebe court what are the legal issues but there one nika at the same time e wade we say politicians and kayo. This is a classic display and replay of 2012 elections. 2012 by this time, now MPP supporters both fu. Now MPP supporters amache ama womo say President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo sabe no a candidate Akufo-Addo. Mo nya bato no ntum enne ene ochna. Just exactly the same way and the NDC supporters say Mama Hama NJ abato no entum. 2012 by this time, na Ghana yes whether Nana Addo bejatum and also onyintum was another matter altogether. Ushe TV ni so MPP supporters call on the leadership to challenge election results. MPP supporters asema na omukacha Nana Addo and way Ghana News Agency report 10th December 2010. Ti abane say na ye den and NDC the same thing. Meanwhile at the time 2012 MPP supporters here say man Nana Addo nje abato no ntum no. Na NDC supporters mbo fu Nana Addo ebi kra to ni din otwe manso dodo achimni saa manso kwa na motwe nti na mede we nyina aba no MPP supporters yenko yanim na saa bre no a nkofo bebre yen media for ya ka say oh projections aya say omampani mahama na ote akonwa so no aba be complete omampani mills amemo no wa wini abato no MPP supporters bebre saa bre na meme multimedia MPP supporters tin bi kwa be toto moba broyen eno ana madam baako Mariam Tourin also a journalist or multimedia sa kai me kwase Afia ye dwane kwasha ye ka mu na refi uka say mo banko a we had to call military reinforcement to cordon off multimedia ni mo nyina why in Central for project elections e de ama Mahama today and Central for ye wo Ghana ye project elections e de man Nana Addo say wo hwe calculations ni nyina so jaman or no so jaman Techiman north or no Techiman north or south elections so Nana Addo from all indications on the way win yes ya fari afedi Central for no na ye MPP for 20 NDC for 2012 no afedi Central for no ye MPP for 2020 na Ghana for voters ye simple from all indications about we be call Supreme Court NDC say one put it together omu legal team our man start here audit the same language a Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia use year 2012 and my MPP for echo court. Sabe no famous comment and for the year editor Yera Johnson said Nketiane say or see any idiot can go to court. Today, people are going to court. What's a court enyefo? Nana Addo cracker so obeko court no. Nkofo say oh, obeko court. Mahama has won, let him win. Groups baby NCC no my statement. Congratulations Nana Addo. Enehwe boom. Ekuadonko wan omu nyina so abo Nana Addo abaso. Still NDC on TSA. Now the armor this year crana sansa bebe hu no ene ade bia electoral commission so ekoye ye. Say abato no mde ehum waye ne betu edwa results no. Say o man kan soja man de ankoka ho. Inti the question is abato we saying ye ni kodeyo for ni CDD for awom na monitor elections be twetwe nkomo. Other groups be say abato no odi kan nyina bomu a 275 constituencies na free and fair. Inti asema ye busan say inti na soja man ka ho a inti na Tano South ka ho a inti Nana Addo be wini ana on wini ekọ court a unim se court de yenkodi nkonkonsa e wo court from 2012 election petition unwo de to atubiga unwo de to say John no kwa 20 years at the bar na ho hye no so enkofo omunya asem e wo Supreme Court election petition sem no emu ene ubetimi aye press conference of press conference ukodu court na koto justice atuguba ni anu mo ho a na obo say court no idiot can go to court. You have to be smart. You have to be intelligent. You have to have a case and sign away code in a court. And open more akwaba follow your live. Your social media handles. Na na for adwen channel comment bra. Na ni nyina yen kenkan ma udi atem. Vim lady me mekan. This is multi-party democracy. Open MPP, open NDC. Your choice. Atenie and your choice. just say when you are not disciplined. Until democracy na ye no ase. To the attempt, nobody will read it for you. But so mamenka will be emphasized that case a special ice mineral water is so crojin. Da a boosted immune system. They be obi onum suo no. On time yare. Ye elections ye nuanu bebre in Central for Mugugu Hospital. Omo yare. Say the man nya better sa. Usu wia na obedin Central ni atem. Analysts for your coaching omo from university so many ade omo be ye adwuma. Ahia na ye dem omo. And so for the sake of Oman Ghana nti no omo nyina ye adwuma. Ti aseda de this way chocolate drink. Do here any ensuo share amata kum ye da asese anope bia Saturday obreye breakfast any ade for the entire team. Ye da say elections nyina wa boy papa Nyankopon hwama mo support ye nyina critical issues and anope ye de ebro follow ya ubohu nkomo no nyina beda na ye ho aba ba ubohu mpedifo ye ne omo twetwe nkomo ye Suleiman Abraham executive secretary wo Media Foundation for West Africa or monitor said the central for yaduma and the critical role and central for player enye central for nke the course what no sat county the course sojama county the odododio the county shooting county in central for role obaba cheche ni nyine money going forward no the eye e de aboa Ghana ye democracy anase dodo amemo sanso na abo na eje ba for we and so a lawyer kese a obe cheche sem nyina mo the politics and the law because asem no call election petition mra o enye bosremu ka ene ye de court na Supreme Court wonum sanso no openi kese ba ko de political science department Dr. Abdul Jalilu Ateku wo studio hase ono so be cheche sem nyina mo am ye the politics and the doctrine of politics are politicians baby almost said anti as meanwhile they me di wie kra ansa na ada na ye ho abante oni say America for elections so omo to US elections still man so ho besi ne Donald Trump enyin to mu say we lose elections or the cases baby akokot 7 of them omo dismiss e wo court on in fact yes I recount e Pennsylvania Wisconsin and Georgia it in conform omo so bobo electoral commission onye nyame ko busa kodwa Farijan time o ho no otumiye mistake e didn't back court election petition catch am say look elections are won at the polling stations into NDC agent to MPP agent to if your agent goes sleeper anya Farijan case anya Jemensa case to a large extent a human in shooting into America for my democracy no 200 years to cry to me a mistake I mean a recounter Ghana na enye den ye ba se sia na de aka na ba beto also critical issues name.
Yankie susu se ya brabo bekono enye sana mpempi ne koma ye na sadom bedum wa monya utedidi mu a agye se wonya yonko a wode wo betwere no ne wonya hotoso se ensio mu awiemu oka ho abribia se wohie sika hye wudwa wobotire na wopese wotre wosoto ni mu meche se emfa woni adwuma ko a woye o ana sempo wo pebie tie wo school fees ene media sempa na mu Best points at the Fufrobia bar and on the best points to scheme. Dear, what's a William said? Debia da for a simple and I will tell you at to best points to scheme Nimo. Na young person be brebe brain tea, young crow Franca Sababa or Nassau Beji, Obama dear to your money drop sumi no dear minia, who are Quenya Jibusia at the sort of how you na. The best points to scheme any kasubomwe to susu na jibosia bosumi mienu achi ya brewo nhihye pa adwene wo ho enti fa won to mababo best points to scheme dia no na die best points to scheme boa wusika no na chane bocho
iframe mama yaso mini me kumbe fufu pa yet estate and so na chu obi adakwa ni wo fufu so say me hono kwan pa no tintin no echem eno ane neat fufu so wunya kwan pa bi boso a echem manis.
Neat fufu is available in 3 different tastes: neat plantain, neat cocoyam, and neat yam. Neat fufu is well packaged and so easy to prepare. So whether plantain, cocoyam, or yam, same preparation. In just 5 minutes, your tasty fufu is ready.
Under 5 minutes.
Neat fufu se manum bet nabi we am kwampa bi boswa manesi the tasty ya dana you manesi 5 minutes bet nabi you manesi
Neat fufu is so
That's Van Girl.
Daddy.
Yes.
Please, can you help me with my homework?
No problem. Go on, okay?
What is your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yes.
Aprepensa with koto, aka club, momone, smiling fish, and a kobe, and a bekwanya adiacheso.
Okay. How do you prepare it? How do you prepare it?
Preparing. It's for part the question be a mabuta colado men. Cancel it and make it this way. Cancel it.
This way chocolate drink.
You ain't hearing this fish here. You need to prepare it. You can take it anytime, every day, everywhere. Just one girl.
This way chocolate drink.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
What's cool, fresh and trendy with a new look? Makes you feel real good, that refreshing vibe. Satisfies you right just the way you like. Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? You ain't gotta do it alone. Specialized makes you flow. Anytime, anywhere. Specialized feel different. Always think specialized. Special ice, natural mineral water. Feel different. Think special. This advertisement.
Abusiafo ya sam makwa babio live ewo UTV so we critical issues na no pay yede ato ewo fie ene wo office anasa wo phone so follow your live ewo your social media platforms awodo nyina ko YouTube UTV Ghana ewo hono Facebook so ewo ho wadwenche bia no onya aboche wo de nyina ede abre anope said e ba betimi ate Ghana democracy any process na yede ho akwa shema say Ghana enfie makoma kwadu no wotwe 28 years ni ye nyini nkakrakra ewo mu no mpanifo akese ewo studio hanum se ukọ minifa so hanum se ya Dr. Jalil Abdul Ateku ewo University of Ghana Political Science Department o hanum se sanso no peninkese Executive Secretary ma Media Foundation for West Africa Yewa Suleiman Ibrahim very very popular media for no monitor ye no akere adwuma no se ye chiase yetene omo no mo check ye pa obebo am yate ensem na sanso na mesa benkum so hanum se lawyer na eje bafo awu enso ewo haso no so bebo ya me yate ensem no ase eye yebekọ ye chikra openinkese Political Science Department University of Education Winneba eso Dr. Isaac Brakon empedifo mu nyina ye mama kwaba mamisha se feel so Yewa Suleiman Ibrahim so far abato na akoso 2020 no who ne say preliminary comments.
Well, me feel say the kan yebebo Ghana for abaso this year elections bebre SEC ewo Africa has ofa West Africa nko ampukra no a ye hu bi wo Burkina Faso ye hu bi wo Cote d'Ivoire ye hu bi wo Guinea na Ghana na me fi se senia ye nyina ye nim no abato no baby wo ho a akasakasa kakra isisi ye Techiman South ododio ne ade but se okeka ni nyina si ani a me fi se Ghana for aboye ho moden ye be kwa abato mu ade ba kwa na yesu enyina yesu pa ne the activities of vigilante forces. Me gidi say abato ye course do. So bi beka say vigilante fo bi kra ko ye bibia. Enya de a ye beka say ha adwen bebre. Eno so pa ho a me gidi say ye security agencies, ye a police for soldier for immigration fire service ni ade. Omo so ebo omo homoden ye hu na esi wo Techiman South and me feel say regrettable. It shouldn't have happened. Questions are nipa bebre ebisa ya me no omo ya adwen ne say na aposifo wo hen ene koba se asojafo ne yekofre wo mu se wo mu me emwama abotoye mu emra e wo Techiman South me fi se apolisifo isanza apolisifo de Omo ne ye ne din sa wo so da bia community bia police ni wom. Enti sometimes opposite no nim how to handle crowd and how to manage situations say amanfo bi say omo nti omo ho ase ne ade ema etimi koso pepe san say instead say wo de asoja for na beba be ye senia ye nyina ye hu ye me fi say ade a entwa ye electoral commission me fi say omo so omo abo omo ho aba so isan say afi we ase afa na nyina it wasn't a normal year COVID-19 any whole restrictions e bia ne say yetete he ya chichiri ya no me ni say previously na ya ade a ye betena studio ha ye be ye say na wo share time a omo de registration ya na man for fee say oh ebre nu sa ne ade na so omo ye say wo betimi aye na ampa wo mutimi ye registration ye hu covid cases say shoot up ne ade kopem say ye to abaye a megidi say omo so omo abom ho modern even though there are concerns and I think say concerns ne legitimate numbers are not to dwana fe obehu na yati we so ye de bia koka we hu oh ya nkan esujama oh say na ye valid vote cast no ye mistake esikado ketan enim say nipa miensa na eko akansie wo ho e wo parliamentary no results are ECD kan de betu dwana nipa nsia ene wo so me fi say no mu nyina no ya de a amwa me nim say na ya ho prepare bio say nso so wo mu a wo mu no wo ye adwuma no na ebi mo de wrong figures ne wrong data eba but ni nyina no wo se agitum so say human institution nipa na adwuma no say ne audi kan US omo aye democracy almost 300 years ni enso so aye twema mentwe wo honum ya nipa bebre kra ka say wo hwe ne ekoso organ na ekra de a na em say America for no kra mo also mo sha asesua democracy no ma bi ewo ye ha sei nti isi no so wom say chimato bi ababa mu de na so omo abomoden finally say media sani awo kan no afi so ya afia media no abomoden pa isan say me hwe despite media group analysis anamoye background data mutimi build wo Peace FM online na sani amusi break it down enoma no na fe amanfo nso amoti wo mugumu sani ekoso Ghana afa na nyina no wo mama amanfo asonte no megidi se modemo no yade a eso ani media houses bi wo ho a na eyayem se propaganda na wo mu ewo afanu ni nyina ubenya media house na se wo de wo fidie koto a na wo hwe ne omoye na ebia propaganda na omoye abo MPP ebi mu so ho a odo afidie koto a utimi se propaganda pa na omoye e de abo NDC menyi ni se ne ye bi sa no yade a eboaye afe am say projections ho no no
here as mama when you abocha kom because really no different from the course of US and yes. Me cover US elections 2020 2016 so me cover elections CNN any Fox News the same thing very divided but mama ya ba specifics me ya share no dog elections we na free and fair na
if you me da say mami fa kwenya is na me ntia watie for me say me twi na nche da nya
anya hwe penisa
on the whole make I say I free and fair okay but free and fair say generally we share near a course or constituencies no a bi o ha any problems and but that nonetheless we take it the total year 275 constituencies and say we those few you know every one say on the whole make me say about one ekoyiye that we share generally the whole election day no from an opanyina ekwa utimi use na bibia peaceful until certain points na enya few skirmishes ewo ememia ebi ewo and make say on the whole no elections no that free and fair and I'm not surprised because about to ayeto my no so 1992 and to almost every election year no year improve it but the near esabe kan ho say o competition na the intense competition no a certain bia na ekosoro nti no so eka ho na ama na edu be attentions ni we nyina eba but generally no make say election no na free and fair. But we will have to acknowledge the fact that there have been some problems ewo ememia bibia ewo eyade a meka se nka eno amma na kire se nka ebeye eyi but election dey wontimi enya bibia se ni nyina beye pepepepe anase eyi so broadly no meka se election na okay.
About for elections, we would compare other elections. Some year comparison in 2012 any elections. We about the elections. Bibi see your election we more one.
Afia medase. So menya sa akonya we. Be the madwe me say election we na free and fair. Afia election no yeto no over 30,000 polling stations. Say fane say the yate ho asem ya abeda dwa ankrofo eka no fane se esi wo polling stations 10 mpo a chese enu 0.00 whatever percent so it's enu even 1%. So it's a negligible figure in terms of baby when she be a day esi intermediate. In my humble opinion, about one not a free and fair. O share during the elections, timer me need 2 minutes in polling station ho. Me drew ho, not just say queue crane ho. Meanwhile, no polling station am a 2 abano. Ye ko share ye 2 abani wie no. Na voter turnout about 80%. Enti why imagine say 80% of the registered voters fancy ye be about 500 in poa. Na etimia to aba seamlessly. Dede amaho. Wenchi amaho. And it was like that all over the country. I mean, I monitored on social media. Nipa bibre say to aba no within a very, quick period. Enti osha during the period no na anye bone bibia ko ye. You so counting process and so called torting party bia or pink sheet ni bi electoral commission on pink sheet party representative also could about one also or pink sheet enti yet you can no so ye di gu ho ema obi who say ye kan 1 2 3 and na hona so sabi ye to na se ye kan na sa woni bibi wo ho a wono omonya adwena utimi sa me eden ye recount it so far
utumi ma ye recount collation center
no polling station ho e ho na ballot papers no ho enti ye count no na sa wo fo se afa wani so a utimi ka se yensa anya den en recount it na mu wie a mo record ahye mo pin sheet so na obi a sign say me di adanse pefe say ye hwie abani gu ho ye kan abano na say ne ye den ye nyaye me ni say more than 10 of these polling stations and I say even 10 of these constituencies have become a subject of controversy in see
oh I see MPP for challenge about 5 constituency results
tio Afia all challenge 5 constituencies
but any polling station
okay what I say and we have 30,000 polling stations so the American medical say during the abatoɔ no nkɔsoɔ no anytime a yɛ kan aba no so bibia kɔtɔɔten so sabi sɛnea Dr. Brahma kan yɛ no nipa ho adwuma so deɛ woyɛ nko a wantwi bɛyɛ den ɛbɛba na ɛno na ɛma democracy ɛyɛ fɛ democracy ɛho amammerɛ ne amaneɛ ebi ne sɛ due process of law mente me ho ase unkofa sekan unkofa akuma inti saade a yenye den yenko court
okay
so okay inti so far
me hia on cheche mu wo court processes nti to oboma mi atane embra obadog brako bibi koso wo abato mu mapɛ mo political science for amo na mo kira de no mo ma definition of abato ekoyi a we en rules a level na pepe so no
se ye ka abato a emuda ho pefe na wantwi bia nse den nimu a na ye hwehwe ne ma bi register no e da ho no e ye krogen e ho twa
okay
ye ba ka se ane dia na ye ba ko enipa o si akan no akwansidie bi ensioma akwan mo se wantumi anya kwan amom ho de wuru anton wo mo ho ama manfo anhunu de wo woni so enipa kwakoto aba no akwansidie bi ba wo makwan mu nti wo mantumi akoto aba ana omudodo na ntumi akoto aba de asiye momoto aba no eno an ye kan ye na de kan de tudwa no ejina ho ma de asi wa bato no se ye kase ne nyina ye ane de a ene na chese be kase bato we ewia bom ne mu da ho pa free fair and transparent me gide se edin a wo de tudwa abato krata se wo so wo kwan betimu ahweso o wo kwan bi betimu so odin wo mu ana ebri bi kom de beto abontin na manfo se emfia nipa die nti on se Ghana de enipa wo mfie bebre ebi mo de omde wadwuma mu ebi wo de omde ware ebi wo de omde wasore obi bo wadwuma mu na say nti akwa wo mfie we no wo na no da so wadwuma mu on retirement yes emfie no na manfo so woni onyi mfiri hokora enti wo hwa na ko mawia bodin twro no mu na fe ne to no chese nipa anko sebre wo ho na obi ani akoha obi enya kwan ko kire na dwene obi a wo osadaje so beto abade okokire na dwene akwansidie bi ehunehune bi ama na kwan mu na afi krata no so ohaw bi ama hu ye secret ballot enye Nigeria for de ye non fe no option A4 open voting ma mo pe shagari monday 19 we so ma mo pe abiola monday 19 we so
asana Nigeria for to maba
Nigeria for your maba bi o so mo nita selection ma ye wo Nigeria no open ballot obi agina ne yehu nam say hey we dey go the bagana be hajene
nti na nka wo pe mahama no akosa mahama lai wo pe kufu ado no akosa kufu ado lai
na bi no odi finfin na ye o ha no wa ha no ko gina finfin ye kan no ohuri o hwe ha no doctor for ha we for ha no ohuri ko gina ha sei ene ye kan no so wonti menye wo Ghana ha ya de ende ye sei sumaye masem sebe ya obi hunhuna wo se adenti na wo kan so wo ha na akotoma obi ehunu mo bi enti wo di we nyina aka bo mu dia be ka se enokure ni eye krojin oha obia eni hu
ba Yera Suleiman said if mu nyina maja to sabato na free and fair largely adenti na ne manso aba ho aden na ye court aden NDC press conference almost 10 press conferences the same number of press conferences Afia 2012 MPP for so ye back to back sa NDC ye nyina nim say process na ya na free and fair aden manso we nyina free
well the edin kan no mamenka se enye bra edin kan party bi opposition party bi say abato no se na esi course no ene nsunsanso a ye de abetudwa no won tene ho asem nye de edin kan em say ufa 1992-96 sabre no MPP for crash stolen verdict you know em say 92 say Rollins no mu wiemu 96 yes wo mu say wiemu 2000 Ebra President Kufo enwene any 2004 so be kaya NDC for bi so say ballot box Rojo no mu kran so court say abano say na ye sikin kan no ne ade no ye wiem even that time no kran na ye afarijan kro no isi ba ko no skra no ye tu wi a na obelusu bia say ye wiem 2016 no 2012 actually na MPP elusu ye omo de court you know na court no menyi ndi say ye bone because the Supreme Court process no kra boa e man hyehyɛ ye bi e be kan ya bato ho a aboa ama yakoye nim 2016 NDC for elusu ye omo ji tumbata no pokra akire no obote na we kase aba no kra hwa MPP for wiem ene ade na 2020 baby a yaba bedui nti megidi se enye ade a eye historic enye ade a obi be kase ebinsi da na sania emse mpanimfo bi aka no se yeto abawie na menteme ho ase bi bamu a na esanse ye democracy nti no nhyehyeye nso wo ho ya obetimi etu ho anamon na wakwakope ehho anuye se ne be ya pepepe yo ebeba so far no NDC for omunka no omunka CP se abano ye de be court na no metie ura mahama ne o kan se anamo bia mrama ho kwan se omutu bia no wo betu na wo mu se ne wo madwen se wo mu se abato no anko se ne wo se sikon ne kenkan mu no wo mbekwa kope ehho akwan anapai matise banda MPP for se wo mbe challenge results wa ewo ho matise se hwiwi oso NDC for se wo mbe challenge parliamentary results no matese Techiman South NDC force omu entiase Sene West minim nia ekoso a besi nei no yentimi ehunu nia akwakosi enti no migidi say democracy mu de sane a yedi kanka ye America kra wo ma ye no over 300 years ni no Trump say mail-in ballots ni ade ye fraud besi nei nyina oda so kasa ye fraud ono so no wote akonya so migidi say sani ye build a democracy say NDC focus ye be court enko wiase no sani ye be si akobia no court no be ye nhihye ye bia e be boa ama ya bato no ye koye nim no ye be hyemu kina megidi say 92 96 ne use sa ballot box aya you know the digum kra wo hwe enumu ne ye de ba ye transparent ballot box mfitiase ne ya ID card kra na picture nsi so na picture ye de abesi so na enka yeni sa biometric machines ibi ukoye hwe udin ye hwe wanim na ya mo wato aba ene ukwa ye de odon sabesi machine no so na machine aka say ya agi watum ansakra no wato aba numpo kra sa machine no anyi wantum e wo kokromoti anase won satea bia ye se ye betimi de machine no kra hwe wanim na machine aka say Afia Pokua wono anie nti won to aba no numpo so kra anye yi a ansakra na ya ba manual verification say munim mami wo so de Afia Pokua nifoni no a na amanfo e wo ho no age atoma me ato aba no nti megidi se so far no yenimu an ye kɔ se mentime ho ye wie ye na obia se mateme ho ase a na nka afi bia eye saa kra na megidi se nka na montuo ne ba bia ye duro no nka enko saa
it's true
nti no ne hia ne se enko ye pinchen tokwa ne ade na mom menti ase a meko court megidi se eno ne ade bebo democracy.
I think point now making a very true pass say ocha baby to say election petition enya say election petition ba ya na nkofo kan na do twema so but eno ama enka kan kwa Ghana yakọ electoral process for instance ballot papers pink sheet ni ade ni na nke enru ehonom nti de bia meka say ohwe obi to say JH Mensa manso a any MPP in particular manso a omotwen ye around 92 96 and they shape Ghana political process and the demonstration nkofo konyina because of some manso no omotwen ohwe after MPP ba ye so NDC manso bebe omko no court no e shape as advance electoral process no further doc member ho no ba lo aba for the electoral commission to me dim from so anketenkete te say de ye hu we a so their mind dey say afa nka percentages ni ade issues bebe aba abato na chi no affect say the Ghana democracy be nyina na
David so Afia nipa first and foremost your democracy no just 28 years so en chesa eguso enyini so secondly nipa na adwuma na thirdly yeso nyina nim say nkonta so it nkonta de wubu a enfomso ba ko mienu be den ebeba hwe enanu ya America omoto o mabai Donald Trump also per recount okoye recount no na Biden votes across 126 one of the states I'm not sure say Georgia
Georgia and quite a county because all the states in Aboma right. Biden cost over 2,000
exactly that should tell you say for that state you know the counting processes no crown anya day ankoye so into a correction be better than ebeba na sabi would be a Georgia a state be a obekum crown na so chen Ghana o hwe se ne America city a and I say obekum no na be ani pewum no crown so do so chen Ghana so it if an say Electoral Commission of Georgia it is Electoral Commission of Ghana and we acquire recount and we say vote no crown a do so chen so it a normal dear
a normal council because where unim say we Africa elections are very do or die o where I feel say nipa 5 awu
Afia
no nipa 6
me patroti die ye benya ne se enka emma saa ne mum se basa nso a se bi nipa ho ade ye enkoye first time a ya to aba wa Ghana ha me do ko America but enkoye first time a ya to aba wa Ghana ha mfum so aba okay Dr. Farijan otena witness box mu you confronted with certain mistakes ono ano ojetumu me patroti ase and this is the same Dr. Farijana prior to say obe declare results no MPP for catch and say doc to obu ansa na yankoye audit o ka hye da bi Okoko declare results no ka say who problem at court. The stance by Dr. Farijan at the time no I think was good. At the asumdwe then eba Ghana. Imagine say within that time frame no enka pintin bi betimi aden aba. But o take bold stance. The stance no so take here no the ma MPP for so then e court. Court no so mo call ye no na ye ka say ama ye democracy no advance. So enti the American man akosi say senka amasa enka ye nya ne sa nka ye but isi sa so a yanyi ni say nipa ho ade yo enfonso ba ko mienu bitimi eden eba ye kwa ye nim ni kwan say e wo say isi fo hwe yie say the be ya en repeat bio so na o hwe mistakes na ba ye na for me anasa ba bia meti enka be hardwen pa de be na hardwen ni say enka maame na betna konwa ni mu e declare say MPP nanado na aweni na fe nkodi asujama be kwa akoka ho na nka ayeden asesa ho no nka benya kwan ababe sesa na se obegma na tena ho saa
okay
so what I say enu ntina e wo se ye bombo
na se the NDC for kan okay enya no kramom de ntina se Twitter kra no Donald Trump posti bibia no ma fast check no se asema wo kan no wo posti de but enya no kra
tina me ka se
NDC se wa wia omo vote e de ama nanado
no
eno nya factual mom de because obi enim se nanado na wini
moma ye mo isi so abaso Afia imagine se ohun ye eno otena hodin meba to no but time na be che no this all court what declare we
there be pass yan Ghana for no so tifie na ye ka say so jama be ka ho ne ne ma sesa
Afia tie fa ne say obetena ho no ma me ne betena ho o say results are me declare techiman de south na nye den enka ho
but so, all
others can ho we declare we
but say at the time I know kasa na misrepresentation
me patroti wa ka wie etu na abekọ court no akọ prove said the obeka ye no na tech asojama nye den enka ho
okay
then you will lead evidence to prove by way of at the petition no na what prove here wie no court na ka kira o say the asojama kra ka ho vote no kra nye den ensesa me patroti ase
okay
enti bibia no na ehya ne se oba out be correct ko betimi atena ho
okay
we declare wie
okay
but the American man akosi ni say hwe mambo mayemfa baby no sabi akwada no ne nsuo ni nyina nyadan antumu mambo mayemfa single mistakes be enjage easy no they have done very well so ade nyina ye bo mabaso some mistakes we are avoidable but yen show mun kran ye koyanim no obomo modern some be avoid some mistakes no
okay
but to the extent to say the dynamics of the results or the outcome of the elections, you know. Before say, let's be too.
Yamanenko. Okay. Doctor Ategu, Yamawenko, Electoral Commission, you just almost failing Ghana for with this errors here now.
If you are saying, say, in Sembi or Hose, Esia, na Timbia, Yamwa, never be so, na yes, you're serious. For me, Mimi is very disappointed in the Electoral Commission of Ghana. You say about one, Obian shall at least you so over 72 hours. In the first place, you know, say Obe declare a result 24 hours. The first thing I ever say na mami onim ye fen say the polling stations. You nim say bia jumbuchere. Send away every jumbo chere e de ballot
jumbo chere wen krache
e wo ye festa nkwanta south
okay
anase kwachu akura anase ehia manchene se wo de ballot box e be free ho e de aba constituency collection center so wo ma 24 hours na we obi a wo di abato e for a very a year ultimu say because ye enye electronic voting se e saade a enukura no ka betimi aka say bia that possibility no e wo ho. So for me, from the beginning, so I wasn't surprised. Say, Edru a year holy press conference say, and to me, I'm also fine. I feel 1 year, also 1 year. If I say results, we take him out every month. Ebi a wodeka ayinwa ensesa bibia. Then, uma figures no. Uma said the first one, what I heard was 51.59 or so, and then they about 47 a. And again for a year calculation, simple calculation. Almost said the Electoral Commission they be. So at that particular time, no, you declared Nanado based on error data as the president-elect. We are talking about the presidency, the president of the Republic of Ghana.
Very sensitive
international community. Obia any edaho. Because the declaration, you know, before the elections, no, yeah, African elections, Ghanaian elections, yes, we are peaceful elections there. But Timbiano stakes, you know, are very high. So you also have to be very diligent in if I say and more beer will be too. Because election, election is costly. It can cost anything. Yeah, Ghana hano. It's like the way now you see eti. Yeah, je never be too. Elsewhere, no. Already, you know, there was that this and say there were problems in some other places. The EC was trying to say if you person or moye say ni. Until that say BB saying so esabe ebe kanwa. Afe na ama bibia no akoye basa. Until for me, no, me are very disappointed, and some of these mistakes are unacceptable. I was say catch easy. Say ni omaya no omanye ni ye. These things should not repeat. Should not repeat. Oh, there are certain things. Say free polling station be. Na say mistakes be about how you nim say. EC officials and polling first officials and then polling you know be a calculation. A bit audit lawyer edit to Afadijani you know. Most of those issues were coming from the polling stations and the constituencies.
Not at the
but
top.
Not at the top. But this particular issue, no, at the top. So the problem is.
But look, what about the argument a lawyer make it say? So they say, easy for Jatum to me a mistake.
Yes.
So they so Jaman crack can one. Na answer, and yes, be easy we are Mahama win, and or dear Nanado. Answer Sanchez still ama Nanado na be winning. But any mistake be a deadly.
Well, the point is that mistake be the point in the American say. Already know who say there were two main parties. Stakes in this election are very high. Okay, for the NDC, they still think say Omo winning election. No? So the point is that what we neutral person who ever say o SBT you know, I was say o ye o ejumano, eda ho pepepepe. En yes say ebia you declare na echire once I say ebia oh. Ebe mistake ya bantine ebia I was say di abai e ka hwana say you we free mu a ebia even at a point no you say we use some the percentages will be the same. People question and any the point is that you should not even get to that. You just allow them the two parties to do their own thing. Now why Ijuma was say we but say who ko mistake na just say sako feed into some if I say that is it. So you shouldn't do that. It is a say so you will not come to back to revise if I say so on that particular but the point is that we are looking beyond that.
It is a mistake was cross checking.
And was some cross checking because I just simple calculation. Say Nanado votes now over this total times 100. Basic if I say basic error. Electoral Commission of Ghana should not commit.
Yes. Doc, me whether or not say mistake we ema eye din say e be GEC di ana because enye Hong Kong say dey na lawyer ne baby wo no ma NDC ni MPP ni omo issues. It is a wa be ja tum so why mistake say the unu abema ka say we ye mistake a ne ni say eba easy council 24 obi ansoma say by force be any 24 hours enti member obayera Suleiman na
well I think say me ne doc ya adwen say mistakes na easy ye no bi wo ho are unpardonable ye de adwuma bi sha won sa ti say bibi ti say siketwa wontimi nkotwa sika emeto Ghana no oh ye mistake ni aka say oh say nipa na enti ye ntiase no ma bi wo ho a it's unacceptable. For example, this whole thing about first declaration, no, in fact, the declaration itself, yeah, I told just say, oh, now almost for total vote cast, no, and a day calculation, instead of total valid votes.
Okay.
And a day calculation. So that was the first error. Now, babies, I won't say, why would this happen? Because Abraham declare first one, no. amount for your calculation, I'm say, there be okay percentages in my bro 100. And that was because they had used the wrong figure to do the calculation and assign the percentages. Now, actually, I miss out say, oh, as we jama cross, I'm fine. How can the Electoral Commission declare a results minus a constituency? And this is the Chiman South. The Chiman South, they say, Omoankasa, Edbe just say, the Becahumpa ends the sachet. But why as we jama, they are also so quite problematic. And they say, oh, say, you're quite about to be a more. Opposition, say MPP, say NDC, Omo M4 isi so. Jimen Sane na pan for ya wo si CAA. Say ye na ka MPP lose ya 2024. In someone NDC for kan no, MPP for na beka. Even though Nanado na appoint you money ade. Afarijan wo ye hu bi. Ebre bia MPP e wo opposition bia no, omo na isi nya adwen. NDC opposition omo na isi nya adwen. Enti say ekoba ne say opposition no was suspicions. Say first of all no chairperson the incumbent government na appointed no by law and that had to be done. Was a year. The deputy president here otisu na appointed no by law and that was year. The other deputy president here pension na appointed no by law and that was year. The other commissioners are amampani otisu na appointed no. So that coincidence esan say BBSC ye commissioners omo ho afri ho e was say appointed afofro this is Supreme Court today yentimi nka say Supreme Court judge be retire na Kufuado appointed e because we appointed ntimo appointed aha enti sa coincidence na e ba ye say e was say omampani we no appointed chairperson and any deputies any other commissioners no e one thing erase the suspicion and as NDC for and I think that it has become a idea opposition party be abe so more the pressure be too easy no so na sonkombe ye bibimpo a wo monye na ekoba ne say who declare we first of all clerical error, secondly constituency be a opposition no na win wo ho even though they be kan ho a ensesa hwe Nana Kufuado still abe win me my Sunday congratulatory message ni ade but to the extent that opposition no and then when they were ho ya amfa anka ho no esa raise that whole suspicion no say na go mpese omo ye bibi ana nti I think say mejitum say nipa adwuma mfumso betimi aba but mfumso bi nso ho a ni kwa say ye na say ye nipa adwuma nti I was a bowl mabaso processes leading to the election. The way I will call polling station, what to about PJB any 5 minutes, no way we near there no.
But declaration is there.
But declaration no there. These things.
Is there a record say Ghana starting 92 ABS that say I hear declaration man from so about Omuda.
Me Kaise BS that.
Okay. But a quick point.
Okay.
Afia. I imagine chere say Yadu Babia, with respect to your elections, we must elevate some of these discussions because of the current processes for elections. Your elections near such that say no Afia, both parties, all political parties need stakeholders at each stage, and they also have record of what transpires at each stage. What I said. Enti usha ending pa say obi be manipulate bibi isi be manipulate bibi
results
no so enti se wo pink sheet me wo me pink sheet Dr. Suleiman Mr. Suleiman Mr. Suleiman e wo ni pink sheet so Afia na obia de ya sign from various levels I conduct elections, polling station, coalition center, regional, not about national. Party BR one idea. So Edding Baya one was say will be real.
But at least I can't almost coalition center figures SSI from polling station to a first saying coalition centers and from coalition centers to region. The same allegations, okay. MPP force to make it okay say Dr. Baumiaka triplicate quadruplicate election petition
if you it say your political parties ni be political parties so far asudie ni bi
okay
die nti na make asa at each stage onipa ye den ewo ho hwe Ashanti region me koto aba wa Asante Coalition Center NDC coalition the regional coalition center NDC representatives na ewo ho former attorney general
Betty Mo yes Kwabiri
na oho Miami nua Kojo ga Adawudu
okay
na oho ono so ye lawyer ni
yes
asabi na ni edin pa na
Broja Jemfi na
Broja Jemfi so ewo ho na ya to aba ya came from polling station ya the coalition ya the free coalition constituency coalition at the aba regional so na o ye be case ni na o verify and sign na wasan enti so etwa say ye sisa narrative ni say
so are you saying is the fact that parties ne sign enti is inform so na or yeah or national number say a party for no
first and foremost the point I'm making here say the involvement of the various stakeholders is making it difficult.
So be blame is in
kwa.
Okay.
Clerical error no dey ewo ho. Even court judgment kwa no. We share rules and procedure. It allows for clerical errors.
Oh sir.
Yes. And then the court can amend clerical errors. If that's what you say. Enti eno dey ewo ho.
Okay.
Yejitum ni nyina those allowances are made because yejitum si enipa. She America crowd na ye site say ye kokan ye na vote na ye den akosro chain de na kan na ye den etie. Enti you betimi aka say easy say look considering nipa ye because ye sociology lecturer will say ye kroma bibia ni ho a esi a yejitum say esi kwa. Sabi ewuo kra no ewuo bia no onipa bia no owu kwa okroma obi na aku no. Me pa what you say. It is something that kind of suspicion and mistrust no ho nti. Oh ye bibia e was say oh ye dey oh ye now ye ni
exactly.
But that having been said it was say agitum so say all the political parties are major stakeholders in this process.
But that is why there are checks in the EC system, especially yes you hear say Africa ha no elections betimi ama uwo e betimi ama okon e betimi ama ne ma bebraba
or more records.
Okay,
it will record that obi ntimi nwiaw.
But no, from 2012 besi nyina parties di mienu nyina akase ye wia wo mo da
from 2016
records no mfa
from 2016 the narrative has changed with the pink sheet Supreme Court akase
it hasn't changed the claims NDC making.
No, but who show more claims now omu making Afia and now me share President Mahama the press conference you know he was clear about constituencies are more problem with parliamentary elections but he was silent on presidential. Usha 2012 time MPP for a challenge the Supreme almost challenging elections now. If there was a whole press conference almost pink sheet ba na omachrew na ho na Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ho no matchrew problem specific problems are omo ewo constituencies the polling stations.
I think I will do so I the same but
the point is there are so omunyina ye stakeholders yes narrative no na yama political parties no soon take their part of the blame because obebu omaikasi te say Ghana na se untimi collect two pink sheet na make conjectures. It is unacceptable.
But they say who is making the conjecture?
I'm saying in the absence of evidence you are conjecturing.
It is say who is NDC by NDC okay in
the absence of evidence give me evidence where give me just one omakase presidential elections say the torch ma say the torch ma say the torch.
But this one in this case because NDC ejuma cry emre because the EC itself on one babonti say yeah declaration no yam first so jama kan meanwhile or yeah declaration one can da say so jama kan her only disclaimer was techi my enka but no I dey to
memo apostle what can say me person me boa me try dey me paso o ka say bo mama EC na mama djuma yefo ente sa the fact say Isiaba out America said there was a clerical error doesn't mean that it is enough basis to challenge the results.
Okay.
It is not.
Okay, fine. Dr. Bako, is informed so way and about a major issue. nti elections na ye munyina amaka say free and fair no this is the problem some mistake we na ka say easy here
me ko chadi o school bi mo pen ya hwe se nkwara na to abayi school prefects na omo dawson bra mo tu wi sese ye kan din sunsanso to dwa no na time ya so mo pon ben nti ye se ye mpese ye bese wo mbre omo nko na ye fiada na ye ko kai wo staff room na adwada din sunsanso na to dwa adwada din sunsanso no to dwa no nkwara na se da teacher for no pe nkwara ni bi asem nti ombe wie mama wo de me kan kosi ni se ebra edantem bra ya to abawie eni bra ye di sunsuaso ne tudwa no ekocha na amamanfo nyadwen se oya no no sabri wo ye na ade ne bi se Ghana de obi anye Electoral Commission enyi da nti ane ya che ne de ene ye me se wo ye niema o papa figures no ho enti maame no so o pre ne ho se enkoye se ebeche bebre nti obeso de betudwa ntem nti o kan don hwere aduonu 9 enti me enuru sa na o passion nie maye yeso ba kwadwaye na o cha e ma bumfu wa na o ye ne ho ye de abrewo nti Ghana fo ya na ko pese o ye na de ne ho ye kama na o de breyin na ne sa ye no yese konsuo ne bohina enfumso ko bem 2012 transpositional errors ni ade 270 no mo ni ade nyina se ne wo mu bi na ye de declare 1992 ye wra asking baby one ne yire ne ne makoto aba e kan wanya 0 enti samfum so ne de efi 1992 ye hu bi 2012 kura de ye hu ne kase pa enti we no de nkanya fum so ne mmom no se a whole constituency ye enti me hu enti ad hoc staff on Electoral Commission bo mo pa no eye returning officers no na district electoral officer no e de na omo so ye a omo enti mi antwe commission no wakra na djuma adwene ensi so say aha maye na commission no so no se constituencies ke so owo ni nyina wo ho into checklist we yaba region by region we yaba am say ho no de hadwen kakra nanso o ka ni nyina bomu a absolute majority na ye ka no say losing parties no o ka mu total vote no bomu a ento de odi nkunimo no enti na ye ka say 20% plus at least a single vote
50%
enti set sa
50%
sorry kafra 50% just wo chemu mienu a de odi nkunim esese ne de no ebro obia de so yakamba mu no mom di na chi no obia de yakamba mu ense ebro enti se figures no fom so na baye no entumi nsesa saa de we de a ene mesiri se enyefe nenso hadwen bebre kaza banisa
obopedi doc unyini se tete da na era Suleiman Abraham kan perhaps e bi Electoral Commission we omu nyina ye foforo eno so ebetimi aka se eno so na ema we buy na commissioners me say nyina ya oni o omu nyina ya foforo nti senka bia experience people ho no ma bia nka no betimi asesa enfomso nkitingiti we ana asesen
o menye no sa entum esanse we no eyenkontabuo o ma ya de mum na nkontabuo ne enifaso de emfa ho se o ye foforo ana wo ye dada wo ye dada kora obetima ye enfomso no
ba we ye enfomso ebetimi de ache we ye from so obi aka say bi say unforgivable na ma ye din class obeje the other figures ni nyina di sampa isi e ka say ni say ya na ye no kre but say the lawyer aka no party for ni nyina so won for strong room ho omo won for a collation center omo won for polling station and they say what now go through all the steps processes now be do na say ewia wa na che say nyina so bi enim say the lawyer aka no
say the figures omo transmit bre wo mo enkran no say koye na obi de di mareso yadi obi dia koma obi anase ya hye da atu obi dia so a ene de ka wo de che na nye ye
basa na ndi sika omo se ya wia omo de ama pipi
de wo mo nyina ne se democracy je manso twen edi enti ama mra no kura no wa kire kwan se wonye onte wo ho ase obi bi mu a ense se ye bebo aba no ye bebo ma no ya yen kohwi ase mu court na court nhwehwe mu nti we omo twen Electoral Commission adwen to so no wa ye ensakraye no ebia ansesa de odi to dwa no percentage no obi ani wo so ansesa no kase bia enti migiri se de aka kire bia obi a menasepo bia wo bia no onko hwie ni nyina ngu court batan no ajojefo nanim na Electoral Commission migiri se ohwene ma hwie gu a wo hyehyɛ wo niema yi ana wo nante na wo hwinti a wo sesa wo nante migiri se sa de yesi bɔ na chi wo mfomso nketenkete a waye no abato edidi yanimo no obehye ne niema yi obebo ne bra yi obeya hwe yi kase pa
later on ye beba ne to ye bo ahwehwe for instance parties no NDC ne MPP said the NDC akonanim the number of seats omanya said the MPP atiaba from mo seats o mo eluzu parliament o makra total vote to craba for the total last election Ghana for mo 1 million votes and then na MPP ba form sir then NDC so akosro total number of but you Suleiman na person can be for electoral commission say
if you am say they didn't kind of question no na address na here errors na say mistakes no electoral commission no at the top no omo eye me gidi say na ye nka say NDC for say wiem ana ye wiem no eye nokre ana anya nokre me gidi say bia ye be get into that esan say so far no nano amemiti president Mahama Krano when to me anka no emphatically say ya win or say was say enya further audits
yes
question bi be say say na say unye audit wie ni ade a na enyina so oben na wo nti a o say ya win say utie NDC for so arrive from press conferences ahodo na o ma ye ni nyina no wo mu emphasis no has always been on the parliamentary na osha parliamentary no so ase na e wo mu screen so 137 136 ye train Techiman south no Senate West actually
Senate West yes
train Senate West sebeba ye nim nia e hode no
apadencha NDC so mo fa apadencha
em so ma declare kra mo officially
good
na ne na lawyer ka no ya na me feel say on address the question of the errors at the EC no ya me ne nya adwen say what to say MPP for can say omo challenges on 5 seats
yes
nan and pay ya matese abronye DC ewo bono east o say omo challenge banda NDC for so aka say omo challenge se hwiyo so omo challenge Techiman south any ade but sa uko constituency level no ade a esi ewo headquarters no eno an esi ewo ho headquarters party bia woni nipa ho sa anso pepepe na constituency level coalition level no party agents no so ho uko polling stations a party agents wo ho ne ade ntini ananka lawyer e kanu na se ye gitum na ye yie se esan se party bia wo ho wo pink sheets was sign any ade ntino whatever happens at the national level no enye ade a wo se ye debatable there nke beka say party bia kra ni ho kwan say obeka say constituency level so obe challenge bibi because exactly but esan say aye nipa ho adwuma na tem bia aye twema mentwem pinche ni ade nti na me dia me say wonte wo ho ase a na say easy declare results no a court wo at the constituency level you can go to the local courts there at the national level you can go to the Supreme Court but the na can say problems no are easy at the declaration level ye three ye pa ne say if ya ekoba ne say despite those errors no ye can see ani a still en bibia na senka koba say ye de can see ani na ne easy di betu dwa no percentages no pokra sesa nka de beba ne say ma force say kan ye enso so bia na enye intentional na because easy no Ora Tete ya or deputy commissioner in charge of operations even though you are appointing a deputy commissioner this time he's been at the commission
regional director
exactly Ora Srebo Dr. Srebo 2016 no Ashanti region as regional director for the EC enti omu ama for me very experienced but me feel say na either say ahopopre and say the director for Eastern Region and was the Jamaica. Ebanese no transmitted results as regional collated results to the EC. Because Ebanese as head of an organization, no maybe or bebe menuma, may I am sign. If he say a free program assistant to a program officer, a program manager, I'm a approval. Exactly. Entino ehono or the omodo trust as say regional director the about they are. Let's add it and go. Only for them to detect, say, near free region, Hoba and say, Sujaman and come. Before say it is the regional level that let down Umano Mohano. But nonetheless, given the process, Ube expect to say, and Kaumbe Shame, Eastern region, is it 33 or 34 constituencies? This one is 33. And then and Sakrania. Until if you say errors on the day, kasa ya kan wo hey it's part of the process of building our democracy. Ti say adebia si na a mistake. We have to blame them, say look, this thing should not have happened. Even though answer Sambibia, but it could have been the source of tension in our country. As for whether NDC so no is an issue there, I think we can get into that.
But Dr. Teku, muna mo check political science o. Mpacho elections possible so be betimi awiem. The way Ghana your structure and your system no aba bedu no obi betimi awiem.
If you me that say obi betimi awiem e election no. E dey na in the first way you can say free and fair.
Okay.
Che say e betimi atochima and how do you put it? Election obi betimi awiem. That possibility is there. The theory, you know, to say near lawyer, I can say, oh, maybe a pink sheet, you know, you will register, you will say, oh, yet me accounting, maybe but BBA beat me, see, basa bet me aba. Yeah, your friend saying, if you say, I'm out to a baby, accounting, a bit more befa ballot boxes. Omodiko, ABR, oh, or message, or no more another ballot box at the atoho, no more fat. So BBA bet me say on first election. Can yes, yet you 2012 near ACA. So
2012 near Abayani, after election petition, you advance I say the process. And party agent, every polling station, or more every constituency collation center, until we are never, and almost to Abani we are seal no. Party be at the day the home. Yeah. Into here we are beba.
Who say if I say in this particular election, no, there have been, if I say issues our man for raise say pink sheet no crano. A be have suspicion, I think from the NDC say pink sheet no, a bit more easy or more pink sheet no. Oh, yeah, the more no at the point no, a be feel say pink sheet no assasa say a be no pink sheet. Eddie
that's a party is not supposed to verify crimes and not starting voting. I say
yes.
Into claims where which political a bit more possible say pink sheet better.
So the point is that pink sheet no pink sheet be on the serial number. Okay, pink sheet be on the serial number. And you know, I say carbonated and the electoral commission so the point is say a banner SSR. Then at that point you know. Particularly, normally say yet to say the stronghold of a particular party, no. Who's a honor, I say or more, so say a balance these allegations are raised. It is at the point of ABS a backward honor court no be who say be pink sheet be now or a use a serial number.
Yeah, but no, your parties need na training, ma almost supporters and sana battle na do.
Yes.
Inti so say a battle day no.
Yes.
And I post closely 5 o'clock and for instance Salawe say machine freeze at a point. Omo wie kra na abo be 10 and I do for more line no to vote. Obi raise any issue. Yeah, report here anti so obi raise any issue about pink sheet.
Okay.
Until now, you have to abandon your collation so be a raise issue about pink sheets. Okay, so if parties need raise issues about pink sheet now.
Yeah. Who's a polling station so also about 39,000. And then you have say 275 constituencies. So let's assume say 275
collation
centers. So well, in terms of say issues now the NDC raise here no. It means that the onus lie on them to say almost the evidence no ebeba. So because we can the 2012 election, the MPP raised the issues no. Then at the point now almost started say gada.
But and no certainly any corrected and simplified rules here you because the election petition man and never be bebre for Ghana elections in a middle of us. No, be our chair political science and say is it possible with the Nsakaya you know? So obi betime wiemu at the polling station at the collation center party for nyina any twemu party agent for nyina wo ho wan san aye nko ye do see adena is it possible so obi betime wiemu
for the FSA say the seal beto ballot box so okay and I say pink sheet I think it is not the first time now it has been there
never yes
yes so and yet there have been problems in the past. So, and Mika say, oh, never we can we ever continue. Is it possible say, we beat Mariamu and the possibility is there. Okay. So, theory no ever but the practice the way now political actors behave because say rules no ever because it is about the electoral game. Electoral game it has electoral rules. But it do so actors no person it do be a one person on the rules so they want to do something extra in order to say be maximize or more so they can do anything. So say cheating bet me about no, we cannot rule that out. Yes, that completely.
Oh, how about the point and lawyer raising is that from so be abasroa figures ma enye easy nkwa na ebeblem party stakeholders ni na so mu nyina ejim from so ni bifa.
Oh no, for say near ACL like calculation of percentages no. So over easy operations room our head office okay. Say parties no ho. Circulation constituency be eba say the ma parties no ma verify. So I'm sure said they will also have to call or Moncro for now maybe a constituency to verify. Now Munyana enter. Then it goes to the EC chair. So but at the calculation of time of make calculation no say I don't know whether calculation at EC no if a EC chair no be yes percentage you know whether the political parties will be there to check. Say omo let's say NFCI is a different thing.
Oh, I see.
So what you see because say a operations room now pink sheet no I'm the say from this is from Karachi West. Until omo de mama NDC for no more cross check say omo pink sheet no more is it the same figure omo de mama NPP and other parties but from there no then it goes to the chair of the commission but chair no so no na way obi or calculate say ya or no so enter parties no so omo enter so or no rely on the first so I don't think say EC chair no any first parties no e na omo nyina betena o metena ho na o maye calculation no so what you say and so if the calculation is done solely by the EC based on near or no then you can't blame the political parties. They should have something to do. So that is why who declare.
But in your ultra political science, the parties no involved in EC percentages in your parties.
Well, that one then make us say what I do know is that at the operation center the parties are represented.
Yes.
The pink sheet in every coalition center be it is given to the parties. So who say they will all enter. Afia Ako be the chair of the commission or also the team enter. But as to whether from that point say chair no the calculation no whether first calculation she only parties no na be there is another issue which I don't think.
Okay.
Yes. So if certainly they would have raised the issues there. But the most important thing is Ghanaians are very taking election into it. So within a short period of the EC na amount calculation who say there was a problem.
Okay. But Mr. Suleiman, Minister, the way media person, I said about Media Foundation for West Africa, you are aware, say, and the percentages, no, are parties involved and only involved?
Well, percentages, no, at the EC, first now, I'm offering a strong room.
Strong room.
As you say, I'm so much sending. I believe, we say, at that point, no, even, and I say, until now, this is the only election. EC, no, and you say, no collate constituency results by constituency results. This time around, the EC no, I can say all constituency results should be collated at the regional level. So exactly. So all the constituency results were collated in Tuko Ashanti regional. All constituency will be collated
at the region.
And the region will transmit one result for Ashanti region to the headquarters. And I think that was the arrangement in here, more confidence. He said, you bet me to declare results in 24 hours. Because we are not going to wait for Techiman South, Garu Timpani, and this one, fax machine, I break it down into way by. We're going to get, instead of 275 results, now, we some entiasia, Rojo some entiasia, Cornelia Japan say no. This time it was 16.
Okay.
You know. And so the point is, whether or not the parties are involved, some parties no come home, some parties for no come home. About no declaration, Emrano man who can say, chairperson tanaha, NDC chairman tanaha, MPP chairman tanaha, chairperson who can do we are, my NDC so declare no MPP so declare no. So eventually, if some mistake be wo more, yen to me, first of all, no more parties say. Adentina Moshema EC chairperson no eba declare say MPP enya 10 NDC nso enya 10. I think a job a ye dey share obinsa. And na one omo na was say omo na so die da omo so say omo behwe say ne omo de beba bia no eye pepepe. Now this time so crowd there say 16 results na ye collate here. I think the biggest problem here is jaman no a efri mu no. And na make say ye tire ye and say an kwosesa bibia. Na nke kwosesa bibia Nijidi senka suspicion NDC forward say grounded do grounded do and go mama mu akwanya say see a kan ye ohun say mo yi baby a ye weni ye ba ko efiri mo timi gidi say a mistake about I don't think a intentional.
Okay.
Well, I don't think say intentional say easy for the be wadwen say ye nye we ni ye say no. A mistake about it, but I think it is something that woman kasa kra me gidi say bebu o mabam because the confidence are easy chairperson or the declare you know the fineness of the process near there no em say koba say no ya there ono ankasa kra be ha no say ade a ye fi say ngia ye pa ba ne say na say ni say aba nti next time no me gidi say wo mbehwe ye say no maybe sa enkoso say na be ya process ni dem fi say nka bibia akoso kama you know parliamentaries will be so awini a enya jimensa na eko determine Techiman South afarijan be say results here when you polling station this is out na polling station on the wa me blame me wa kra
okay but ade ba ko so say NDC ka say ye na look at the number of seats NDC again wo pa say abato a obi awie mu a and I think you won't get this number. They say virtually parliament because then people are struggling say this a formula and omo papa pay it is from that to abenyi omo di papa ye chisa ma say there obeba parliament he will come in a grand style like a king. I just say obi am so onya
make a quick pointer me did say Ghana for I was say so you very honest abato no CC ben na MPP win na CC ben na NDC win look say obi a nani di elections ye chi bia be hu say CC NDC win no dodo na ye seat ya ewo men kan say increasing and I say regions are populations no enya kese ufa Upper East NDC win the 14 out of 15 seats. The total voter population in Upper East was 650 something thousand.
And no half of you across.
What you say? 650 something thousand. And you be an over the twabano. The infants are by move 400 and now 450 and about twabano. What you say? Ufa Domiko Benya. The total voter population is one constituency 144,000. Lojokuku 110,000. Oko Ashanti Regional over 3 million voters. What you say? Enti no sa o ka baabi a NDC enwe ne ye no 6 no ebubomu a na ofa baabi a MPP enwe ne ye no 6 no bubomu a nka nye nwanwa mpo se MPP NDC betimi anwe ne majority in parliament
but we still lose the presidential
because it's about the numbers. As a one winning CCB or US one winning no be akwa win California 55 electoral
votes yeah
obetimi anwe ne 10 a year o kan nyina aboma enru 55
Nevada yes 6 or 7
exactly
we ni hwe
exactly inti me feel say a hoso ne baby a was a media for mo so mo chirechirem e ma Ghana 40 ase say ubetimi kra win majority in parliament but presidential ubetimi lose.
In fact the last time I put up the graph map no I show colors and say blue MPP green NDC na ebinum na green doorson ti ade na NDC and win elections no na wo kan education but I no put there media for na adwuma say NCC for adwuma NCC for maminya interview we answer yero amensa abrampa na head of security desk e wo CDD Center for Democratic Development ono so on the security desk Kodeyo so oye in charge omo call rounds na yero amensa abrampa no pay yamo ache eni akwaba wo UTV critical issues so
Evem mejo so mechia abejafo no mujin komo nyina
omo nyina je so pa opani mu na mo call round all the centers nyina mokọ polling station na mo de nkrofo koye abato no emu da ho kan ana wiemu wom
Afia that's it said the report to ja said the European Union Observer Mission report to ja said in fact GIZ Uma had an official monitoring but open foreign call round if you could damango all the regions you were a friend saying former president Liberia on any team ECOWAS mission also the report that you so can report it to drain in bomwa but ni kwa a cassetia about process na to abano even though you acknowledge say and niema bakum unity to show nipa be numa wu to show ya snatch ballot box bakum unity but enough grounds to say about na nkoye inti about already so a report na Afia ikoye.
Okay. And my from national declaration electoral commission said omo ayo omo adwuma ewo abato ntichu ne ken kan se asomasi anaso obentin ene wini ye no eno mo kode o maye ho adwuma na ma monitor eno so ho process no the chichu ni strong room ho de no
Afia there be unse kodeyo enam say ye aware say abatuo hunchinya shumi nyina mostly ejina transporting the ballot from the polling station to the collation center. The corner bribia na batuo wanta 30. Into a monitoring concentration in your polling station figures. Into there's no way to could do a change say and collation center. In fact, that collation figure in Yejima, we don't do that. Into declare results no a war polling station hono. See I no makwan say yama parties no copies. Na obia yam jana obia ntie eno na ye sticky. And it's also a collation center. You pick results straight from the polling stations. And I don't amount that they say yeah aware that transportation from collation centers, polling stations to collation centers. They say ufata shiyoswa and a ballot snatching by first and wester and a ballot snatching by. In fact, almost all the cases in transporting from polling station to collation center. To Tiffy South, maybe a ship ballot box, my ballot papers, and she declare no as rejected ballot, saying that the same thing. And if you need collation centers, you need so much. You're concentrating most of our observation at the polling centers.
And if I mean, this issue, not just a strong room, honey, they wouldn't party for any bini. And I say, we are aware of the calculation, and therefore, so be back say, and Sakrabia, but not the blame no electoral commission for it cannot exactly be limited to electoral commission for one.
Makai BB from me for me according me name say I'm part of NDC regional members Moko Collation Center or Kase Moko Ashanti region. I'm saying Yamame Hanateka so hobi kwame zo.
There be na Ashanti region Betty Mold ne Adawudu yes ana brojamo.
When you say papa na intro any bia kan.
Me hu article bi obi atro me verify e but me read this article no.
Ana make me nya sure say am papa e ono a but only across mo kan nyina ne say wo collation center wa Ashanti region hono no. Results are not being na wo mu nyina nipa dom a wo ko di bet and numi ni nyina gira NDC anam na mo na MPP so dom ho. Nti wo mu nyina do mu nsa hyaase at least you know about to me na sure. CDD Ghana we say you can say about 99% of the results that hit our PVT were signed by both the two leading political parties.
About 99%.
99%. Don't forget, see I know say the Basa Okasa won't sign and not does not invalidate the results. That's the CI. What make a sign, but don't just say one sign no results are valid.
Okay.
Polling stations any problems there.
Okay. But we about the conduct of electoral commission in this election process no. And yet processes no, but declaration no. Because already I will say from trouble in the national numbers no more day etu dwa no so dwama meka ho e kire no my correction no eno enyina na amankofo bebradwen o say ne na ampa claims a NDC 4 years say o ma wie mu no
Afia I will say any part say oye bibi na o ma obi kwan bia o gina so the can some time our electoral commission e can say one person will declare abano within 24 hours. Let me say, me wana me kwesi aboaji na kasa ya. Officer me say a fees. Let me say, what you declare 12 hours for a fees. But don't forget, terrain now you don't control everything. I said that. Say your baby or hono it takes more than 6 hours to return a ballot box. Baby or a helicopter and a kitchen ballot materials. Secondly, say yadia background in you assure button. You're recounting. And you do a crap, me and Common carry a crap, Yachemu, I will be a of this supper. Almost all of them at surrounding carrier and yet days 1 hour will be at the banner. We will finish here at 2 p.m. the following day. And to what means I will say, you will say, may declare a banner 24 hours, but control all the measures that are about for institutions. Secondly, I still did not agree, say, a constituency. Regional collation centers, you know. Okay. And they're one of the major problems.
Regional collation centers, so.
Yes. start we were the constituency collection centers about a hit Accra street.
Okay.
That's some verification here, no. Yeah, it's straight. Certain thing you are sure about say your bulk figures from regional centers and they are bremo. So it's that intermediary net buy and also lay another ground for accusation. In terms of going for an electoral commission as if you post election review so they could do FBA. I think the umbrella put them cause the structure from the two things to they are going because in fact they are showing in our COVID, but within the midst of COVID no electoral commission but the large structure don't do up the rush to collect, every time money. And I look how and I'm at calculation mistakes in the buyer. And I don't think that all these challenges are so enough that everything actually about to announce and so quickly.
Okay. Open major market, but just because we now hear head of security desk or CD didn't know. Ubeti me views about security breaches. So you 2 years shooting crofone ade bim afa mahwe o monkwan.
Afia me rap one of paper Minya Makai war Senate West, a branch fisherman now, of course, not a ballot box. In fact, my idea na kujina court and inside the American say it speedily, so that best serve as deterrent. Now, Ama and Tinia show near Bufua perform. Name court no judgment or the buy and say, I'm power, say, a man 3 months in default, only 3,600 Ghana is Mirao. Tiania, a dear trade, a trot from and Krata, a pushy for. Friend saying promulgation of Act 999 Vigilance Related Offences Act. If you say a minimal punishment way, I mean, if you say I don't know voting because here so we actually could pass on cost ballot boxer. What is 3,600 Ghana to the person?
Obetua.
Actually, in Vigilance Act, by then comforted too severe. I said there be Yaman cost because say it will be the minimum sentence approved in the Act of 10 years. Only a cornerback who ye. Now the act here by a team way or my sign now by a tumor. Now we should say Central West and if about argument, Central West I can't say moon. A month for a baho. Said if about back way in the form of Act 999 amount 3 months. Whatever Act 999 the minimal sentence of vigilantism is 10 years. In just any idea a church from woman for parliament could defend this for that act, ever move.
Openi mesa brampa mama na wase I think wa ende ade no mabemo buba ebi so ana man charge no under vigilante law no until that is where court also will use their discretion to say that enye no fault police for prefer charge no against accused person no de back court no man prefer no on another charge enye vigilante no so the judges hands are tied unto me judge na hwe unya judge bia obeso obo no beka say bia change charge sheet to go back and come with a different charge sheet. But police for say they are trained. Vigilante law, they were all trained on the law, so they ought to know the papa. The right charge on the prefer against the accused person. Son of the Nabinia court. But penny no I say, a lawyer will hand you better also studio. I say, Yera Mensa Brampa, programs head, CDD, near church and Comoa, was I head of security desk, Honum, could they monitor so on the DNA more call around thing. I was for so critical issues and now here live. Oh, UTV, so no follow your social media. Obeti me do adwen cha ba ibenya bocha kenkan ni nyina ma except ateni ene no de yanke ka lo na point be mesako doc so biem
Afia the papa no sema na all kind of the patrol I mean contribute no na wo kan ye no ejina charge kra police for the board no e bi kra na na charge no under the vigilante act no enti eno na ebema court be determine set punishments cry any day yem fama no nana Mr. Suleiman can sembi na me twa adwuna koso se ya ye wo ha nyina no obia gitum se ade na esiye no eye mfomso ya ye wo ha nyina obia gitum se sabi eye unpardonable nemum no the kind of if you like said ye see ye pese ye twe isi no and I make say one yanchi omo but yenhwe yi na political parties no so yemo body say omo so asede atwa say omo ye no omaye den omaye omo kata omo ani na de omo ye no omo na omo anya na obetwa omo ho ebebremi isi so na say ye boa in chirechiremu a ye chirechiremu nyina asesi ye chirechiremu na obia te ase a ebe kakra no political party bi begina ho now obebo easy soboa wobetumi aka say amasa de na wo ken fi se hwe necessary ukọ social media enkrofo ni bi say masa dada mo say yewia mo dada wo say aha nkoye na mu ba bia wo kasa ankoye ultimi fa matudwa so ni nyina ye nchirechiremu a ye de ma bi ye de ma no na ma ne basa eno na me pesa me kan so keke
okay doc ma me na okwansa na yakọ specifics MPP for no say they are mo lose ye no ne ade de unia yera mesa bampa no mo kaita 99% of the results omo sign nyina ne ade ma me ba wo
what they can be say asem be say about obi betimi awiem ana se enye sa meka se ane oman bi se Niger ana mali mu ba ko men kai papa na omo kan abatro no na party wa konya so no olusu osake electoral commission no e na okofa na konta ne nse no mo ombe chair commission omo kan na the olusu no no wini Ghana has say 1996 mami ayawa so West Wagon Rebecca Adoti one Isaac George Amo omo koye no omo se ye de obi party bi de nketwa ne bi de eka mami Rebecca Adoti de ho a na ye mfom so enya sa na nka owura Amo ena na ka eso odi nkonim omo de court de fechire kokwasa ebra court memuaye no na maame no wa twa the term of 4 years no awie or the deputy minister kura aka ho so enti we no eye obi ena na oye boapayo bi di wiemu chese ade na obi ye no eye boapayo ana ye mfomso enipa so enti eno na betumi aba efie kura wasi ankwada wo mu no obi betumi adwenbone awiade so ho nemo niam ade begu akwan mu na betumi asi ne kwan enti science obi betumi awiem se nipa so ana se eye boapayo no wo de niam agu akwan manti Ghana ye ni afiri 1992 ye de niam agu akwan mu krachi bia wo fi abrochire ba ya say oye friend of the court on pink sheet no friend pink sheet ye de abem
amicus kuya de oba and amicus kuya
on pink sheet no friend pink sheet enti pink sheet yi de abem ene niam checks e de agu akwan mu say ebesi sa wiemu no anokwan no eno na eboa na ebe wo mukura no a ebekofom enti abato de obi betuma ye eni dahobi awiem obi nso betuma ye mfom so obi wan hwa beka se we
even with checks systems ayaye nyina obi betumi awiem
transpositional error a be ba ye me de wo de ma we e bia bo apayo wo de minim se me de we ka we
ayetumi de obi de ma we
wo betumi obi e bia mbe mfom so me de nanado de ma e bia yewura kira bosom minim se nanado de no doso nanso me de yewura kira bosom de na kwose nanado ho na me de we e bia ni paso e bia bo apayo me pese nanado de no kofom ana pese bo kira bosom de no kosoro we no enwiemu anase nyenwiemu no kire eye bo apayo anase eni da ho
okay do kan ma me free on yen call back to MPP4 performance elections we mun kofo bebre aka me ne analyst bebre throughout elections say aka ye bedu abato we naka MPP4 were ahead of the polls and we hwemu a wonu ma wo legon ye nyina say MPP4 ahead Benefsin Emma MPP 52% except one doctor menene kasa from Australia Dr. Niamu Dakono and oka say MPP ebenya less NDC ebenya 53%. Nti yenhwe elections we nyina omo performance akofo say this election MPP for mum na omo lose because enhwe omo seat omo lose parliament and akofo citing e mate say galamsey Matiami do asem domelevo issues and particularly a FNC Ejapa said the MPP for handle no say we pa there was say elections we sanche say the MPP for nyansa am so money nte e wa abato biamu in the history of Ghana no man ka to mu de wu what do you think
enokreni say ansa na meka e ho no ye hwe Ghana party system
okay
a two party system
oh sir
a two party
free 92 nyina e
free 92 nyina eno ne sen ene se party no doso emu ahe na wahoɔden a yeto aba empen bebre a obetumi adi nkonim wokɔ South Africa efi 1994 a ɔman no nya afa ahodie no the African National Congress ene wadi nkonim a ewom sa parties no doso nti eno no yɛ one party system kyerɛ sɛ party na ho na wahoɔden a wotumi di abato mu nkonim abato no mu nkonim die no anaasɛ obetumi aka obi ho no ma bu man coalition government no wo coalition potential no ɛno na yɛde hwehwɛ nti Ghana emu ahe nketewa ne bie ne hɔ a yɛde ne yɛ nkwan yɛyɛ biribia no ɛyɛ kyine yɛ ɛne so no nti biribia no ɔma hoɔden no kɛyɛ yɛ paa ne sa ti baako timi de baako akika fam ketewa bi nti wo yɛ ne saa no a na wo kɔ a ɛsɛ obi ade ahoɔden ɛkɔ abato no ɛna wo hwɛ sɛ party abato to 2016 na na ado ahoɔden wɔ soro nti ko bi so sɛ saa bere no kora no wonkuta no wonkura wɔde bɔhyɛ kɛkɛ no otimi de BT yɛwura mahama party no ti ne mu enti ka we no de kɔbɛti mu buburu gyaa nanso ɛkɔba ne saa amasa wo hwa ahoɔden na wanya na ɛwɔ soro wadi na na kyineyɛ so nkunim nanso asɛ esua ɛde na kuti a wɔn baako fight against galamsey no anko ye ɛkɔyɛ sɛ yɛgya osinaka abotaye tɛkyire ne ye pɛsɛ yɛnsuo ne yɛnsuo an yɛbɔ ho ban nti yɛyɛ ne saa no yɛ nipa bebree gitum nanso kɔyɛ sɛ yɛgye de afiri nkɔfo bi hɔ ɛde akɔma afoforo ɛno na kɔfa how ba ya ontu bɛhwɛ most of the mining communities MPP lo so ye
mining communities
most of the mining communities hwɛ takwa nsuaye mu denchira hɔ no mo east and west hɔ no mo kyɛ hwɛ akwatia
yes denchira
baabi ya mining no dodo na no party no lo so ye etimi nim sɛ fight against galamsey na ɔma hwɛ ne yie no ɛno no ɛkotia wɔ mo sanse galamsey no sɛ na you na nyu ebotawo de te akire sɛ wo de ko atia no na ye nanso wo ye no nkɔfo san akɔye bio enti sɛ ne wo yi we de kɔma we keke wa anya hwee ɛtɔso mie no no
kyɛ sɛ galamsey no mo gye nkɔfo excavators mo de kɔma ada people mo de yɛ adwuma
ɛne yɛnso nyina asɛn
mo gusu ye galamsey no
kɔtɔ ba kumase me basuo pra ensesa ye ebra a mo gya galamsey no na esesa me fa akyem da na kɔye asuo bre mu na esesa so ho ensuo no nyina na dodo na ani sesa ene asaje agum enti sɛ galamsey no yɛntimi anko antia ɛtɔso mienu primaries no ene ho hawe baaye sɛ wo kɔfa wo sɛ MPP for national executives no constituency executives no asɛ sɛbi ya beda hɔ sɛ yayiwu MP a wo nkran ye wodwuma no ebɛyɛ fie mienu achi na fe executive ni bi mu ache na obi efi baabi sabrochiro sɛ hio wɔde bibi kyerɛ ɔmanim pɛpɛpɛ na ɛfa ekodi nachi na ɛfa so tie de ɔwɔ hɔ nachi nti afi ne yafi ase hawa nti mokɔ primaries na obi timi kɔ disika ɛne akyɛdeɛ de mankrɔfo wasɛ na dwen nipa ɔmo yɛsɛn enti nipa bi baaya ɔma no ampam na ɔmo bɛgye tumi free ɔmo ti akonya so a nka ɔmo yɛ very popular baabi wɔ hɔ no ma party ne bo obi yam yɛhwɛ akwatia maame amase kyesa media megye sɛ party ne nani ne ye ɔne ama ɛne ne ye ɛnyɛ obia na ɔyɛ ministerial material na obi wa ohia no to keep the seat for you enti sɛ ama wo hwɛ baabi o free ba ɛkyɛnje ne ho sɛ ɔse ne ho manim no enkwakiri ɛnyɛ obia na ne ho
ana wandi tro o kanokre
nanso yɛn constitution wɔn ka sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ wote wakɔ Harvard ansa na betuma contest for parliamentary position enti ono sɛ otimi be winni etia baba jamaa no onya bayira bre wadwo na nipa wei efi de be na mo hu sa mantimi nka brofo nti sɛ de amanyina ho na de oka akoti brofo emra ene akoti brofo yi efie be mu na okoka brofo no ye nyina aboyen amma crash ne say amma se wa step down enso woni na chi ne nkɔ na bia on kan kyerɛ kɔfo sɛ merci for mo crash we na eba ne nkrɔfo a na ɔmo kɔto aba no ama nti ɔka sɛ na kyerɛ wɔn ɔmo nto makrache no ana obi anto sɛ na adwen esi kyerɛ no enti ame sɛ mfomso ne bi wɔ hɔ no ma ɛyɛ fisem
okay
party no ankasa niema bi a anko yie
for instance from na the same thing primary issue ya na ɛma ɔmo de yi from na papa ye a ɛne wa ba bɛyɛ ɛyi desi
ɛne ne kwama yɛ hwam ne kwama yɛ hwam ɛne wayɛ ɔhen sanse wo ya pepepe ɔsɛ ne de konkrɔfo ne hɔ wonso wo hia no sanse numbers they say mo ho kyere mo enti ɛsɛ wone ntimi ne ntwi ne twan
doc mbɛsɛ obobo we ne so ma ne enko commercial break mbra sisi a wa bobo mienu so sɛ galamsey fight primaries ho problem na dem biem
propaganda kotia wo
okay
saa yewura Martin Namidu sɛ na ɛyɛ mfumuso sɛ na nya mfumuso ɔhun sɛ wo yes wo be all inclusive government sensitive positions bi wɔ hɔ no ma o de ma obi a wontimi nyene ni a ɛsɛ ɔyɛ ahwɛ yie yɛwura kofo de position ma malam isa inshallah ma no ɔhun sɛ ɛkɔne ma kɔ ha adwene ma reshafo no kora wan survive enti sensitive position bi a wo de kɔma obi a wontimi trust no de asɛ wo pɛ independence nanso wo ye no so ɛsɛ ɔsan yɛ ahwɛ yie kakra sɛ papa yi ɛbra wo de si fam ɛne nsɛm a wɔka no na yɛ boa payo bi ɛna wɔde bɛhwɛ party no montwuo mu na wɔde akɔtɔ abɔnten enti ɔno ne nsɛm a wɔde si fam ne nsɛm a ɔkeka yɛ no ɛkotia party no paa ɛtɔ nipa bitiri mu afei nso no party no functionaries no ebinom ɛte dae yebu baby say
voter party you said no
be we kwa be ka MPs DCs ni ade
okay
ministers ye say wa bamu e na kire wado ya na manfo say wa bomu enya bomu nya stew ye wa biceps no so won sa ne mutra wo to sekan a radio se betimi akle no meme dia 8 ya no entimi nkle sa enti adwuma na ka so mo ye wo fom no omo gya dodo na ma nanado any vice president any national executive of the party tamye wokuno mo ɛna MP ni ministers ne DC yisi no ɛmo yɛ de ɔmo
pasa na nkɔfo sɛ didija sɛ mo tinkran na mo so mo enjoy na DC ne ne form of no so enjoy sɛ definitely on kɔ yɛ adwuma no
ɔman pani kɔfo akasɛm bi ato hɔ sɛ ɛbɛyɛ na hohoafo asɛ ɔwɔ party a ɔyɛ so osmafo ɛwɔ party wa konwa mu ɛsen sɛ ɔbɛyɛ proud general secretary
dɔk ɛnde ɔman pani kɔfo abɛso no kɔ atwam ɔmo nyina ɔmo nim sɛ no party fo de nyina hu sɛ NDC especially no MPP fo food soldiers kasa ɔmo sɛ NDC ba ɔmo hwɛ food soldiers so enti sɛ mo amo abɛtena nkran na mo wɔ soro no mo nkwa mo enjoy ti sɛ Japa die ne me asɛm ba ya election ba ma te MPP fo bebre a ɔmo ka te sɛ na Japa sɛ hu nkrɔfo ɔmo din wom mfa no ni bebre kasa na ɔmo ka kyerɛ sɛ yɛ kɔpɛ adwuma ma obi papa o ɔmo kɔgye esgasha Japa we na wom me back doc me enko commercial break mra ne back ne behwe bibi ti say allegations amate senkofo bi make say achimfo hijack na nado aban nti wo hwe vote free Ashanti region say voter turnout no conform kakra the total vote population no any omo beto aba no there's a big gap between it perhaps no ana because people have argued about positions e wa aban mu e achimfo nko adea na Asante fo jama uyi alanche mantina uyi napo omo pe no mo major positions na ala nchemate kwa ma no trade ni yesa yi 1D1 na free na se na ye de komo obi fufro nti virtually no wo ye yi toothless na na mo nipo yi bia na wo wase achimfo na works and housing achim roads and highways achim major position finance achim meanwhile akoto say and under President Kufuor Krobeye Minister of Finance but we man monitor and evaluation only now I say headmaster now marking for then abe senior minister yera ya safuma for nkofo bebraya argument and ko sheda ni business bia in government why you juma serving under President Kufuor ni nyina achimfo the same nipa we are okay omo na japadiele omo ma no omo busuafo is that right people have said there no kaka won be MPP for lose but na ne hombra ya ba ne aba be analysis nyina ene de ma NDC for so enya advantage e wo seats ni bebree mu. abutia for some akwa ba be live e wo UTV so anope e mo achim bi critical issues ene e de ebre wo no ye fam vim lady Afia Pokua me mpani fo akese nan ene ye hia yesusu 2020 abato no ene nsema esi wo mu ene the magical NDC aya NDC etumi akona ni manya a lot of the seats e free wo mo sa 2016 o ma sa jimu dudu no aba wo mo nchen ebio magical e koso e wo 2016 elections mo for instance so he say honorable Peter me minister of energy akwakwaje e de ama MPP for me makase sa seat na one time glory amewunya de obenya sa seat in 2024. That's for sure. Voter agent, you know, very, very interesting. But again, uko baby to say, Bushegu and Akaraga, Alasan Tampuri, Chief Executive of MPA, with Timia Kwakoji seat, only 5 months, and or the campaign. Na MPP seat, okay, but the fact that no money candidate going into the elections, just 5 months, that should be some kind of magic, because MPP at the national level campaign and my with free SHS. 1D, 1F, 1 million for one constituency performance MPP. They say MPP is struggling to hold their heads above water in parliament. I just say former MP and a bear guy pa ewo na shebedwon. We look at and also sad dynamics. So any the anchor focus a party be at yakonyas na or san baby wa a PMP be na ohwan ba be ye tina ma vote aba from na dog brakon ewo University of Education Winneba and na okasa san ye commercial breaking dog tima memma also be na ye nto aso na wo listen ye ma MPP eluzu ye omo vote no call for because Professor Jampo aya analysis crack say MPP dey a victory with a taste of defeat and NDC dey to a defeat with a taste of victory because sa parliament where yenya hang parliament yenye bida since Ghana call back to democracy to uche mo say galamsey e ka ho na MPP ho kire no because galamsey areas na omuluzu and I say primaries ho manson afa o say a friend say they were not fair to obi to say amase no mni ade and I say propaganda matiame dudo melevo ene ade yento a listen so
ana scandals bi a na wo waban no mu no so amanfo ka ho asem ne ade no eno so e ka ho na fe trimoda wo hu sana party no susu say ya de free senior high school naba enti eno ne other policies bi eye ebema government na so popular enti eno krampo ya tiada enti wa ntimi ankonkodin na wo underrate wo opponent no na hoden say two party system enipa no obi ahoden eya ye pe anesa enti wa ntimi ankonkodin ankosi awie na wo jeja wo ho se na ebi no jeja wo ho na eno na ma asrochi eyi be fa o masia ene akoye asem na akoye de foforo yi ena afi nso infrastructure ase na ban no waye bi wo nhomasuamu ne ade nanso akwan tam ha ganafo akwan bone de no kure ni region bia wo bi yan ya dwuma ye nkwada no kwakira de wo man na fa na nyina enti ye chin kor o man na fa na nyina kohwe wo mo akwan bone de region bia kamya ye se bi wo na se akwan bone no kon no eba kire yidodo the fourth year no and o say year of roads na no so covid no be hard dream from March ekono enti aban na ni ba no ho so na road net project ne baso no na ebre abatro no enti ba bi wo kra no a omo nkwani mo say akwan de be ho say enya daadaa ye biribia no ye be yakwan a ye beto aba na de equipment abegu kwan so ye to aba wie pe na free kwan no so enya no abi because ba bi omo nkwa akiri ba bi wo ma so magu asphalt ni ade ba bi wo ma say ya twitwa kwan ni so keke enya daadaa na abi enti nipa na nya hwio enti ase year of roads implementation no ekwa akiri ase covid na ha ye enti o
but say e baby to say so am so mo president ko e dey asoko ball form imprensa ba kokre ni wo mo ye so am road so am interchange o ma anye
na wo be hwe
imprensa ene ho ye MPP World Bank o ma anye wa ba kokra
ti se kuma se wo hwe a peri urban communities no ti se sa baby a Francisca wo yi fi ehua pankrono emedoma eho no mon akwan ye kokokoko miamia no enye ne nipa wo ho population wo ho pa enti sa ne ma we nyina no e ka anwen ena migide se kokotakofo bi nso waban no mu a omamoa nipa bi waban no mu a omososo omamoa kra ma mampani nanka nkonumudie kase wodie no enka etimi ba so
ba ko betimi abobodi nkokotakofo ben ayesem dwane afefesem fo ben.
Oh,
I was President Kufuor are you serious in his next government between now and 2024? Was so sack sanko for no.
Higher crown.
Oh, doc, I was here everybody. I was here everybody. Me, my cousin, for instance, President Kufuor Abusuafo, he should get rid of them. I also Pamon Abusuafo, under no circumstance should Gabi be mentioned ever again. No, not Minister of Information or not Gabi Tweety or a Minister of Information and or a Shadow Minister of Information. And it's all Casabiem. And it's a government, you may be our honorable government transactions near data bank home, a geo in your a legitimate business, a walk on chain called Power business. We are NDC was not a data bank and a private business, on a private business. Nothing should go through data bank. Saban ye serious what? They said the dog wakano. Mudia mu lectures in the arm, mudia mu person can media meka. I was so pam wo nyina from. Sanko for ministers na journey afefe se bedu about to afena no mo text good morning oyi o munyina so ye serious na say the minu abema manase azuri a wuni kan said na na do person oja legacy ani wo mu kra bebo no ye bebo ni din asalutu no say the dear president Kufuor no a e was so pam sanko for no lawyer my member also
Afia
lawyer sem na bo pusa only say no kra pa na make no
Afia tio say Niema be brain na ibesua free DC Dikai make reference to University of Ghana lecturers no research no mokoye no na mabo mabaso pa fi say say for 2 years running 2 elections running no say omode no na ya na eben pa na wo share obo research na eba say aka be na watchi mienu ase na watchi miensa ame ato aba no ana eba abonten na wo share issues na o sha as a voters consider ebe manka ometo aba ama aban na ye friends say ade na edikan pa na say gina ne na so pa ye government programs and policies.
Okay,
it we polls na say no kwa no enya over 30 or 40% minkai. So it that all share said as enough voters no we share our research here now said the omaji aban programs in the policies atumpa dia that just say about 2 year 2 year that just say nke ya de anka 1 year. So it was even though aban no to me 51 point something percent. President to me 51 point something percent. University of Ghana for also predicted so be 51.7%. International say ka what to ho na ka wo more margin of error plus or minus 5 ne ka ho na chese nka aban no betimi anyam wo hwe de asie pa de a na chese nka aban no
ko betimi anyam more votes
chese nka ko be ko na nimi but omodo of research no buy no anche ina matena midu so de no e buy na wo hwe baabia eye sene nipa si hu kata se hye ne proye na etimi nya nsusanso wa abato ho a the Greater Accra Central Region and then Western Region, the coastal lines, you know. And unti na de bia omo no yakasa omo ye the swing regions, you know. Because o hwe obo na chese ya ye me se omo de omo nyina party baako afa. Enti sene enema si ko no na omo hwe so de aiden ato omo ba. Na uhwa as a Greater Accra no as a afede from a boni bi na boy na 20 seats ni nyina akọ West Central Region na afede emu achemienu Western Region so sa
me wa research ni say MPP was ahead Western and Central
Region so it now to say eko wi achire no from a boni bi a ebobo ye faketa se hye ne proye ho no say
nti matiamedu na ma results we buy
me gidi say the discussions at the time no say no ade ba kwa me ye hu ni say se bibi sa ba aban be release statement nipa bi be ka bi ebe ye wo say wa chirechiri mu amana to nipa aso enti de nipa na ka no ebi kura se bi atonsuo but election yi amama ye hu say sa chirechiri mu no kura no say nipa shada yeden emfa ne saa
na ujiri sa ban o cheche mu yie de because there me hu ya no kojo upon kromo ye press conference ba ko me no abo ne hone e na o can bro
wasn't just kojo upon kromo o sha say civil society for ni bi so contribute to discussions say o share conclusion e ba ye ne say I say yes Martin may have a point in some respect but be fa ba bi no so ye den etosi etina wo hwe ni bienu a na ya wo se de nke no kra na nke nya nsunsanso because yes ema aban no ahode ya no de ye campaign no amaso anye den ante wo hwe ba bi omeko bia na nipa boje won so house to house nipa ko utimi se response be encouraging but wo hwe results ya ba ya Afia na che se say e wo se nipa tena se say no dachi ye beto aba
but then e work man NDC e ma omunya omu seat na omu losing na back any more then e work man NDC
nipa be bran koto aba my more example hwe Ashanti regional wo kan yi so nim say NDC nya more votes e wa Ashanti region presidential e chain say do omunya the voter region
presidential more vote to Ashanti region than
voter region NDC nya 653,000 votes in Ashanti region. In Omunya a little over 600,000 in voter region. If they say no, I may say Ashanti region appear the strong vote for both MPP and NDC. So what I say. Osha MPP enya 72.9% of the valid vote cast. Osha Ashanti region. Time bia MPP be winning election wa kukuduro so you can do about winning the boom no na omu ye more than 75%
in their stronghold
which is Ashanti region to the moment so say you know na che say ama sabi MPP
na then ama MPP voter turnout and am performance in Ashanti region so say you know eno so mate amedu
Afia eno ne de e betumi be bre bi na o kan yi say bia ukwa Ashanti region akwa bi omo hwehwe emaye ebi omofo say appointments bi anka say ba enye den emaye omohwe bi infrastructure bi e won kran facilities bi e won kran omofo say nka say bi be kuma say enye den emaye eti ni gida ye den eka ho but wo say no say your democracy no e dey me do na me election we me taken away say ye be hwe ne say going forward no when you memu no transparency enye den enoso na wo ka data bank asem if you sabi yentumi nka say president Akufo-Addo wa ban mu intima data bank nya adwuma
onya ne private work
eba obey your private work na mum no adwuma na wo kope no there should be transparency so obiara timi pebi competitive bidding na procurement processes na ya adwuma na obi ehu say we the data bank nyaye
osafma for there no say competitive appointment omo publish it on newspaper say other people apply for the job onim say job interviews panel be city e mo select
transparency no na wo hwehwe me pa cho te say say ne be ya going forward no so bi nsaka bibia na sese bi eye me kra na me ba na me ma na adwuma otu wa obeka say papa yi ne bade ne mu wo den o qualify so enti sa ne man ketenkete we na amanaba na a friend is saying parliamentary elections primary no so sabi obiti regent because me ma we contest afi na form ye de asie na afa na yese ni nyina aka ho na me sure say MPP party no em say a lot of introspection will happen and some of these things I don't think they're going forward
if it will but na me busa magic doc oni lawyer nyina munya ma me what NDC also did the yes special I am my NDC but ana to say the other people can this election is the MPP for na omato ama NDC for no masom but doc una department for year research no ni nyina gave MP and said the lawyer can last election 2016 prediction this election so around the same figure. What happened?
Well, now make one of the lead researchers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I say, say study no, you consider swing regions, any swing constituencies. Maybe a non-traditional swing regions no ye was swing constituencies bi e wo hono mo enti ba wo hwe wo say swing constituency na akoye say e dan aye de high landlord bet me out to at any time enti at any time no make say swing constituencies no landlords ne voters no and na wo hwe swing no one of the basic characteristics and he say they are won or lost marginally who say bi oho 0.09% because this one man and I said this and it be 1% yeah in the previous elections and so we share and so in the last from 2012 to 2016 there were 34 swing a movie 34 no 33 movie from NDC
and a by MPP
33 seats yes and a one attention point move from MPP to NDC. The NDC. So there's a margin of
only trip on a pen by NDC. They are coming in NDC.
Yes, and a coy. So right now, as to whether NPP was going to maybe maintain those seats, and I said NDC. But yesterday, who said most of the seats, no, a be a besa a swap. So a bini say a first Akotia made the Chico course. I was in Akotia, I think in July. My senior colleague, some of the constituencies. Akotia say buy no, Akotia will fall. But in the the civil now, indicate. I think Akotia and Fantiaco North. I'm here to see whether Fantiaco whether and also and also make me fall to back to NDC. We use wingless no cry if you want. Say a Braco any lawyer. It's about the intra-party feud, no. NPP no say omo primary so no they conducted it I think just about 6 months into the elections. And some of the constituencies there were problems into healing no whether they were able to do a healing because Fantiaco North say there was a problem between the city MP and Abrantia Pokua or the Secretary Yakubu also independent or independent because on any dia crown it was like a election crown so he was disqualified and then there was one Zufuri and he disqualified no and to start to say or make it and at that point na ye me who say na seat no MP no na seat no na it will be very difficult say obe retain this seat no and so as to how whether they were able to patch up any Oba Akwatia and the same thing because we share Amasia or defeated I think about 3 lawyers or so even we lose by 4 votes. So and the politics within the Akwatia itself said Yamase were popular, they couldn't be popular. Ya Kusi Kumi every is it Kusi also people were asking maybe Obi a free Akwatia free Amase they don't even understand why I say MPP for no offense even Amase should be contested in the primaries in the first place. Oh, so no information I'm picking from. Oh yeah. So so they come feel saying ka sa seat nka was man a safe seat. The senior ama ebinimu baby. So that problem was then also you be the people around looking at the level of education. So many people with that is identified with her. And certain factors be because we be we need Baba Jama by 14.7% of the vote. Now within now almost even with that one 4%. And apart from seat in the swing, there were certain internal problems. And NDC so candidate na Modiba first Bachi Adum. Also a popular or free first Akwatia. So there were so many aya with me who say seat ebe ntawantawana ewo mu no omantimi ampache up. Tedru baby kura na a man for start a preachy skirt and blouse. So even within the same MPP no na e binu pese o meto sa aba no sa ama say na won gina nkwa dia then they will vote for the NDC candidate after all no so free and that kind of thing. And
national reasons national dia no. Well, for NDC performing that better than MPP for. Who said
MPP incumbent the incumbent. There were so many things that were expected. Be some promises say Bia will deliver this and that. So people were expecting say and then maybe the free SHS for instance was promised. And deliver there were challenges in the but said that was one major thing a whole D.
1D1F
no. Free 1D1 and no number free SHS no. A whole D MPP.
Let's just say without free SHS,
a disaster. A disaster, yes. Free SHS, no, because I don't do what say if I say there were other scandals in it with by be or will be the major things that people are going to vote and as a year near amount of sell metuama MPP free SHS. Into whom the last week or maybe the last 10 days into the there was a free SHS on another major issue between the NDC and the MPP. So at that point, you know, say parties meaning now who say free SHS no idea so the NDC shall sell a project say free SHS no. Yes, so this is yes, so yes, the progressive a person. Actually, say for the two parties, no one who say a major and they study no actually say free SHS no idea. So don't know some metuama MPP no.
Inti any sadia adena performance we a call form. Say free SHS more research just say people were voting.
There were other if I say other issues like near my colleagues kind no. Ebini say if I say the issue about friends and family and friends. So and if it's a family and friends, I say maybe there were issues were raised, defenses were put up, and you say, oh, maybe a similar so nipa you qualified environment. But one thing is that what the danger about maybe this type of free and friends and family and friends, and they say so be a wabusiani, titrupa say odi boni bia. Sometimes na didn't say obetimi atwe na so. So be onipa na free from outside is easier. So until normally, even though the person obetimi say we qualified, but because of so na betimi aba onipa betimi let you down. And near now can say because some of these things, you know, also political parties, you know, share ye na omo avoid.
But so in the end, Mama Sambra, you are Suleiman Abraham. Then my MPP performance back from then my NDC again almost sitting back.
Well, I think sir reasons near be brave. It be na my colleagues omabo bosono. Na edin kind of so far between 2000 no. Anytime a sitting government, in fact, all sitting government have gone, you know, second term. So, 2004, President Kufuor increased his votes compared to Onyaye or 2000 in terms of percentages. So, between 2008 and 2012, the Mills Mahama term, no, 2012, they increased the percentage. So, the trend has been, say, Abai be a second term, no, okonenim. Intino Sanke Conisa, the expectation would have been say, and yet, sir, almost 1 million votes now, President Kufuor, the President Mahama Mukrano, then it's even going to be wider. And especially in terms of voter turnout, it wasn't that bad. Now, me feel say a normal account for at the end say Sana Mekan, I'm for the camp Bobo. So I'm touching on those ones and me feel say yeah more so. Me did say a buy way. Now man for expectations be brave. And that was the reason for the gap in 2016. President Kufuor said man for no you can democracy our dimwa demonstrations, you know, kumi prekon near there obey a lawyer, repeal of the criminal libel law under him, you know, be a foreign minister under President Kufuor. And look, under President Kufuor, Ghana's reputation went up. Whether you agree or you disagree, President Kufuor really made Ghana, you know, such a fantastic place. Me to come South Africa. Immigration officer would give me passport. Oh, you are from Ghana. Oh, this is a country that I love. You know, and this was around 2006, 2007. Now, these were the expectations people had. Say, oh, say President Kufuor had never there corruption, freedoms, you know, and so on and so forth. But then we have a situation where this same person comes, and the expectations that a man for one. Ankosa. And you see if you some expect to say, oh, say if you Pokua na be ya sa de we dia na the expectation is so high. This album na say performance no be ye ni etese ne na owo ho ansa na wo ba no a. Amanfo be feel say our me you know, because we expect you
to do more.
This album na say ne awo ye no se ne na ye hunu no na say esitie dia na aye. And this elections here, obi can say ansa na ye beto aba no, obi can say the NDC has not done much to win, but the MPP has done enough to lose. You know, Ofano free SHS no is one of the biggest thing that went for the MPP. But Pokua no, Send nanka was anka free SHS etimi boa MPP wa abatu mu no. Anko no sa. The reasons are many. One, free SHS, the whole northern sector, no more free SHS than that. So really, okay, free SHS are for the north, no, and shut that. Well, it was invented, but the band fees. If you will touch on that, you see, it was invented. Never school won't your fees. That's the most fundamental thing. Now,
as recent as 2016, schools or northern region it me too because feeding fee then
there was a
completely different.
I'll get to all that.
But government was supposed to pay
a completely different.
No?
Yes.
At their MPP amwa. It's not this double track. Double track I mean it was just propaganda because look, that thing has to happen. How about the entry fee? Now, how about the entry fee entrance? So all those things, I think it was political propaganda. I think what didn't help was that MPP repressed the headmasters. Who a headmaster? Look, I think this was 2017, 2018. We commissioned Obise on-year reports across the country
on free SHS.
On free SHS, what is going well, what is not going well, what are people saying, beneficiaries near there. We couldn't get the documentary out because throughout, also headmasters no so munkasa. Because okokasa, either say a better transfer, and I you see. But you see, you can't implement free SHS
without the headmasters.
At Ministry of Education. The headmasters have to have a stake. The other thing is, look, if you
I
don't
think it's a correct point.
In terms of the feeding and so on and so forth. Look, headmasters have free hands to determine where their stocks are coming from, you know, to the boarding feeding. I mean, but baby, no, not everything is being channeled through buffer stock. Buffer stock, no, how many supply schools, no. So all those things, even if you are doing it without,
state provider or no but then time now you supply commission force at the end.
If you see, it's not a problem. The problem is, Sekobani say who say okay, yes, it's a state institution that has to do the supply. But how many contracts now? Okay. If the contracts are going to,
but why should the headmaster be concerned about to be on your contract?
On can't say headmasters be concerned, but you're the over the years, I say school feeding. I be about the money party women organizing. That has been the norm.
Exactly. So
I don't see how
this was an entirely new system, you know, in place.
That was also being spearheaded by Abayo, and Abayo is a political.
No, but you are talking about school feeding in the basic school.
Okay.
You know, school feeding in the primary school. Near President Kufuor Bayen. You know, but we are talking about free SHS throughout the country. You know, the food is being, you know, provided by the buffer stock, which is great. But then talking about corruption, okay. If the perception or the reality is that, look, this has been created instead of headmasters themselves procuring the food. Now the food is being supplied by one entity and it is going to contracts for, you know, party people and so on and so forth. Even if that is what it has to be, it furthers the corruption. The other thing is planting for food and jobs, which is one of the great things that this government did. But you know the downside of it. I come from a farming community. And farmers will tell you, because me my bread not government policy being they say medu anokra me de kwa ye nto any idea. Exactly. That farmer has a different attitude towards the whole policy than you, the government, saying this policy has resulted in, you know, the way it is presented is one thing. Of course, the Japa, the Matinamidu, Domelevo, and so on, it created impression, be say, even though Nanado and Kase Yentubia, but it was like Yentubia. You know, and it was like we are rubbing it in your face because Osha Domelevo case here. Civil society organizations, almost 20 groups petitioned. Oh, somebody petitioned. Then a deputy AG is appointed. The chairman of the audit service board works from the senior minister's office at the presidency. And this is the person who is saying said Domelevo must go. Okay? Then the Kroll and Associates here come and say me nyina ba ye ne ade. Edru ba bi kra ye say chairman of the audit service board no kra no or you know in court no kra ko gina on behalf of Osafomafo. Now the senior minister. So it created an impression be say nia ye pen ye be ye enye nia mo no fi say ye mo man no na ye be di so. Is what we want that we will do. Apart from that, Afia, look, whether we like it or not, the culture of repression is something that was real.
Under President Nana.
Under President Akufo-Addo.
See, you can't focus about.
Yes, you can't focus about show mu yem ni ade. Whether it's in the universities and colleagues here are from the universities, I'm a boy munka. University academics, it became like, look, untimi and ye openly, you know, debate, and I'm saying what is real. You know, and I think as a country,
but so all this while, I was doing interviews with the university professors.
Of course.
No, you
in fact, I mean, that's what I do.
Yes, with university professors. But go on the ground and talk to people, and they will tell you. At some point,
what I found in the university, so rather, is politics. Both sides. For instance, Cape Coast, there's a slant. Lectures in Biwaha, lectures in Biwaha. Inti we even HOD cry no
absolutely.
Or you're qualified over why no all slant we say
our colleague here is from Winneba and we know the politics at the University of Education in Winneba. Now there are other things such as even in the media. You know, look, we had the incident of Swale. Obi nkase a MPP in the ball pass a go kun Swale and Abibisa, and I'm not saying that and I don't believe that. But when the incident happened, the response and the reaction. Government. Okay, President Akufo-Addo said we shouldn't say it is a press freedom issue. Our own colleague Manasseh, at some point, had to leave the country. It is not because MPP was chasing him to kill him or whatever it is, but it is the environment that is created. Until recently, no, nama police need nechi. What I say, and yet, of course, a government never ban who can say police need more who buy. And to win to mean because I buy no na or per se or be Manasseh.
Now by now, signing Manasseh police.
Yes, there was a police working with Manasseh until recently. You know, and to say obi ana or media mu why not being so be critical biano had that perception. Say, look, I have to.
And do you know why now police for Dinechi? Was it because of vigilante documentary?
Yes, after the aftermath of that one. You know, besides, look, actually, Mahama Ford no police ni be in Dinechi. Of course not. Okay. And on one Manasseh Nankasawaka.
Okay.
Apart from that, look, I have had issues with, for example, the shutdown of Radio Gold, XYZ, and so on and so forth. We sent a request to the East NCSA, Mumbai stations are must shut it down because the NPP
more as in
Media Foundation. Okay. Mumbai, your friend is saying the list of stations are must shut it down. We were denied it. You know, election year. There must be GBC for Mumbai 3 channels. When people are complaining, say, must shut it down opposition media and I'm channel frequencies, you know, allied or friendly people because during election year we've seen a number of radio stations coming up openly pro MPP. So why would you at this stage? Yes, of course. Like Asase, you know it.
Yeah, okay.
You understand? So why would you like Asase, like Wood to me, Wood to me radio, Wood to me TV, and so on? I'm not saying somebody should be denied. But
and are you aware say assassin wound to me na MPP buy and then another and no more licenses and frequencies in my
yes. Yes, within the 4 years. And of course, NDC so
previously no money be. Okay, like NDC so buy also the XYZ.
NDC so buy almost XYZ. But you see the timing is important.
Okay.
You know, say elections. Say GBC channels. When people are talking about the media freedom environment and so on and so forth. And no money be.
But you Suleiman, ujiri say dey wey affect obi a wote oti region to and block oti fo nyina say ho nyina dani green NDC. Some of these issues here I will raise it. Does it affect oti fo?
No, you see, sometimes
does it affect Dr. Kromo for Nkwanta?
Sometimes you can sir, but if you are oti hey, you are not maybe in your hometown, but you have influence in your hometown. Okay. Obi my maybe friend say, hey, now they say I can tell you that there are people who call from their hometown and ask people in Accra say about to So the perception that is created at the national level is so important.
Okay.
And then I think the overarching thing is the corruption. And people would say, oh, Hanafa corruption. It's about free SHS, it's about planting for food and jobs, it's about one village, one dam, it's about this. So corruption in the jar too, baby. So when Baumia was talking about guinea fowls having flown to the NDC will respond, well, it's better than excavators that are flying or aboboya that got missing from. And these things happen with impunity.
Okay.
You know, and therefore, if you are better than the NDC, see, I share any say, oh, nana di oba, not bind the NDC, no mononko crano, now banner expectations from amount for one woman, the tendencies on the punishment is quite high. And I think it is not because NDC for no year be extraordinary. It is just because the people who had the expectations say nana di oba say nebekono. The disenchantment is what rather helped the NDC.
Okay.
You know, and for me it is surprising, say new regions, you know.
Yes,
OT,
especially OT.
Even Dambai, which where they gave the regional capital, and now MPP, it was city or Hokran. Still,
they lost it.
Almost atutia MPP. Oko Techimai. Techiman, I personally, na me imagine says, Techiman, the any sunya bohun pa, then na Techiman sakunya kapitani ade. But eventually, in the wisdom of the government, I'm going to Techiman. My expectation is, oh, you're regional capital for the first time. Okay, and so Techiman, the whole acquire Chimami.
When MPP lost the Professor Jam Bafo,
yes, Uko Western Northward. You're creating new region over the years. MPP by your creating region. If for nothing at all, development will come. But Western North didn't change. So we also which is the capital. You know, Ukona Lerugu, which is the capital.
Haji Ali Mahama
lost. So Ufa regional capitals, Lumpo Krampo, because oh look, Anya Cry, Mamo capital, infrastructure will come. It didn't work. But it all boils down to the fact that people had so much expectation of another government and they didn't get it.
Okay.
And not because they thought they want to go the NDC.
Okay.
You know,
if you're correct, to say headmasters, ya show ya come machine, and you're no correct. If your system be a very reform biano, it be affect nipa ba community. But headmasters no, ubisa who say system na ewo ho na etua fees answer na free SHS beba no na etua fees no die na omunya wo munti a ene de ya ka omu ahye die minimum say headmasters no recently concerned bi na no express say PTA
dues no
ni ade say no muntimi ngigi bi but if you PTA dues PTA a voluntary organization so what you say all students a voluntary organization. If you want to share all students say koto car and na koto dan MS school. So and so all students ko ye. It is parents per se omuye bibi MS school a. Wo if you any kwan say eye share. More so where it me pam students here man in exams because of PTA dues. It abai for say so PTA dues in the best free SHS no implementation no there. Na say if you am into pabwabo mano na wa utimi convince omo se project we mo fa musica mission ana car we mo ntoma yen na so mo ya eno down so
but we the government man order say no PTA dues beginning no see headmasters no mo give PTA dues in the there's report say transfer omo
but
near the work near the work
PTA dues here compulsory
but say school for na parent teacher association akoshia
it is a parent
no see e pese etua
if you are me parent na se be back school ni aboabo ye ho ano na se feel say project my school ah I don't get money
but say one parent decided say me dey mean tua
if you na a voluntary organization it's even unconstitutional say obehye obi say chinchina on joining an organization some say unconstitutional
yes
enti ayade na say aban make sure say one me implement law me makwan e ma munya ne ma etiamra eno ye say ye kan ahye I don't young cash it. It is all because headmasters are shy. Me no nyadwin. So if you young shadi.
I said that was the feedback they got from
if you're just a quick one.
Yeah, but Media Foundation for TAC conducted those things.
If you are
in
the absence of
headmaster said we won't
but in terms of percentages, say I don't think Omunyina also can. Maybe majority of them.
If you
I don't think so, right?
Random sampling will be now schools by say 80.
If you
now okay, me police are let me say headmasters in issue statement.
Charles. I remember said the Charles.
Saying this is the subtle intimidation tactics are ministry employee.
Charles president and the cast yemunji PTA dues. And the ministry the cast said, "Yet me PTA dues today there and your compulsory. And two park organize it. Parents are person we projects or money. But say yama wunji PTA dues. If you are yeah, yen ye na yama ni pebi kwan ama omo sabi kakra omo pe die nti na enema nipa nyina benya so mfaso no eno ano anye den ankosi hwe ye nyina ye nim ebia ne se Mr. Suleiman ka se omo na ye procurement ma school clearly omo na ye procurement school what were the processes are no mo follow from na no mo the contracts ne ma omo simply because say abran e de ama national buffer stock into a problem enti ano no e kan ye ma wo gina so aka se ye kan wa se de me ne onya adwen afia hwe ye gitum e ma bebre etosi memi se meka chro se afia se ukọ any country a wo particularly emfa the advanced countries no for US or for America obia won ideology political parties no wo hwe Labour any Democrats omuye pro welfare any inclusiveness wo hwe Republicans the conservatives omu de omu ba abai mu omu say skafo benya ska so enti se wo ba abai mu a wona wota wachi nti ba abai mu no wo make sure say omu niema na omu dwumadie den ekoso
okay
so eno no stronghold bi a ye ka stronghold asemi but oba na say e bi a o policies enye ade a pia nkrofo eta wachi no na e bi a wo pese wo ye in such a way say wo be cross over na why broad national policies e be twe nkrofo fira bonten ba politics there e Bible mu nko na Yesu Kristo ka se wo nwan na ba akokọ abonten a ujai omo ofie no kodi omo akọ abonten okoba akodi ba akọ abonten na
it's politics in your Bible mu
politics in your Bible mu se Bible mu nko na sa de misie politics mu de afia wona wata wachi no wo make sure say sebi
wo satisfy
omo ye fe na sebi ufie nipa ho ofe na omo ho ya akona na nipa bi wa abonten no wa hwe o se sebi asori kra no
na say the law who can say na just family and friends na
just family and friends we say ideology ideology ne saying MPP is a capitalist party. NDC is a social democrat.
Don't you think the parties they are even confused about their
ideology? Because
MPP kwa almost omo capitalist. Oba no aye free SHS. Oba no aye school feeding. Oba no aye metro mass transport. These are all socialist politics. I also NDC. What I say, but NDC comes. NDC be ROG. But what that's purely a capitalist or private sector. I'm will grow so that they can also help people.
No the private sector.
Oh, there's a
private sector is bigger than RLG.
I'm just using that as an example.
If you share, obey social interventions. If it's a we saw what Oma Yemuye. Name no, we a pro market party. In two bar, what the NSA who focus among for you my then.
Okay.
So, okay. Into upa. Yeah, check it.
In the MPP, yes,
me feel say a hono we share the economy no almost managing you to some extent yes but there are various interest groups bia it will sing e bi ni galam say for ayeke almost a businessman it is a utu anamo sa udibo nsuo ho ban a eye na mum no ummo nsuo ho ban na echina excavator u sizi ye ne hu anase excavator na u sizi ye no oyonko bi so de ye adwuma enti yesa na nipa na ono no na excavator ya je afri ni nsem no na ni bebre wo so enu nti na wo hwa all the mining areas
MPP
lost so almost all of them MPP lost because takwa nsuayem no em say mrekubuka we dey still
and also NDC so more contested
enti de ye ka no ebi no but okaya since this one MPP lose no na ebi ye NDC for there na okay the entire mo lose ya na because of similar reasons MPP for a year no 2020 say ye ma we nyina ye ma we nko na we obi afa ho no akọ independent it is the same thing na MPP year no 2020 year e ma omalusu omu seats no eno na NDC for eso year 2016 e ma omalusu sa seats no etipia saade ni see no obi say ani me yansan ko ba bi efiri ba ye o hwa saade no so bi si 2008
President Kufuor time almost change over. Yes, position of candidates.
Imposition of candidates.
And he into more leadership.
Exactly. It is sir imposition of candidates no there. Say Sebi obi a here prognosis wo ho. E yade obi a agi atom say the moment a wo be ye no na o kofa asem aye den abre wo ho. Nanso Sebi nipa anye den ankosua. Se de yeso obi no maduro ma yarefo. Se ye nyina ye hu. Ye koye nim no obi a nim se uye biwa say na beba nti so obeye na se bi beto de a afia na de no wa wasem
MPP for eye biemu a na je say 2024 no opposition o moko no
so uye biwo de na to opese ko opposition say de obi a nim
we kra so mo win ba win enye win e ya hogono na no president o man statement na tumu say he wasn't as cheerful as bubbly as 2016 said the president was cheerful. They were down way asa almost nyina say asanya boko
hang parliament
because this is a hang parliament.
Yes.
Technically Nana can Mr. he virtually cannot do anything.
Sure. You say ochin bebre obo force bebre. Ma me nche wade. Say the SC no abai bebre but governor force bebre.
Obi bebre.
So obi bebre. Say the say e wosi esua free the SC mu. And say amanyofo so onipa kan asem a wosi tie.
Of course.
Sabi obi kan asem kire wa na nkire so potan.
Oh.
So
aya ka che NDC ni MPP ma me pa.
Obi kan asem kire wa na nkire so otan wo. Oh, eto da bia uye di na wo de kwa adwendwen mu a wobetimi aye better. So enti ade a ewo mu pa de say nipa kasa tie. Eto da bia nipa nya political appointment okuma se ya. Onya appointment pe ebi a nipa no experience chain no ebi a womanim chain no but what the net transfer ne kasa then the person becomes so dismissive. So they say e ade esi issue
in fact lawyer the okay no we saw the same thing so the man so be kaya under NDC in 2016 the few people are for mo NDC mo be too no fita eno kwa na ma Rollins president Rollins ko kumati okokan babies with sharp teeth old evil dwarfs asem because even him as a former president and as a former leader of the party just couldn't handle a manti nkete ane amo poster ateni nko and ya said the lawyer cannot politicians don't learn MPP aba and the same people are no more criticizing NDC for so ye journey afefesem no omo kwa de omo ye super joy and they just don't listen memo about the man abadok
me want ho ketua bi me ko bi manka bi de afia ye women na me so talk mu kira de mfia aduasa miense ne
33 years na o kira de
me kira de enti no me wo bi ka
eso mbe
ye implement JSS SHS under Vida Ahmed Yeboa na Sara opon Mrs. Sara opon na wo nya no enka bibi of course bi ka say na military regime de we no sad de no say amazo headmasters ni eni ho university dia na wo kan we ni bade eno no gbone na ade foforo koda obi enu hwa ya hye no aban ya hye no se enkasa na wonim se me ba me kasa na mom se bia wo kasa fees ai mo gene ne board ya me ntimi nkyirem esan se eno no enyame na meka university ni wo nipa wo tu omom kyekire mu ensem mu ni ade e fa university ensem mu nti ade university asem eno ntimi meka ho eno nkyire se obi aka kasa bo ahye wo nti university campuses no obi ntimi nkasa enya no koresa sa PT supply of items food items any books headmaster for twa awofo abe PTA dues me kira de of for secondary schools for Ashanti region at Samba University obi a PTA chairman ne na nakure no school mu ho na nkase ne ba aye business bi a all running ye charge awofo ye twa ma be
PTA no ho
na bo antua oba no so hwekora ma no ntworo enti PTA fo no executive no edi PTA dues no mu etu books ton obi supply textbooks e dey supplemented their buying their no eno no e ya betwa eye enkwan mu emanipa nkwan mu yehwam enti aban ne pese oyi saa corruption saa ne manema we ni firi ho enti no no de yi ato ha wo supply food items ne school uniform ni ade no na school uniform ne ton kra no ye de amankrofo bi na ade sikaba amanfo botom enti no na aban ne pese oyi firi ho no munti no sa wanti enwuma na ekoso no se ase a wanhwa abeka ne bia
ba dog na mpese wo kan asem esu se NDC de na Yera Suleiman akase nye se NDC ye bibia nwanwa bia campaign bia ehu bia no mo de win seat na mo win no but ye MPP fo ankasa de dika na o kase corruption dream kata shene proye no ne ase me pese o hwe NDC ye no kwase NDC anhye na anye campaign bia ehu bia
campaign de o mo ye bi na ye nhwe o mo message na ye fetuto na nado de ho yan show mo slogan event na nadio for more for nana once go man penny ko for that buy or man penny that ko for buy o say my lay solid foundation mama me 4 years bio na me fa edan papa ensi so e bia na nado ye what dey share NDC for there na omo ni strong slogan oni strong campaign my ye way me share mo boss me dada mo ana me nada mo ntimo fa me nko bio na NDC oni strong message
okay
afe na momo no omo ekonkoden wo di propaganda so ye adwuma
okay so propaganda
de waka kire yen say ebra aso we o pese wo ye na obi akoma edane ba wo ho enti ntro na ye twa enokra na ye kan nyina na ye de frefra so enti omo de propaganda tool no ye adwuma ba bia say scandal bi wo ho say na ye nokra sanya nokra omo domo wo to amanfo ni trim ama aban ekon a wo kon atia saade no na anonya din bebre na wo Ghana what target the elite no dia wan hwe ya wo beti enti esa wotimi de kofom ho na onto ba ya NDC we need more seats e rural areas
yes
enti rural areas mo ye den wo ho no mo e den na mo koyeye na eniem eto omutim mantimi anko yi amfi omutim na omo no omo hu som de omo da fom nti ese omo konkoden NDC so hu so on de wo soro on the free SHS, one district, one factory, one village, one dam. Sanyama we, and no quite me we near. Timudano. Where should one say me that form a system of concording? Now didn't make can say a 2-party system. And two judge who say, way the other form to a better form, I mean, I want overdue the conquer.
But penny would this propaganda and quan and this massive a year okay. Because this hang parliament here near video wait only MPP fire chimpepa
e mo bie no abetumi aka say eno nkoana eye the trick no the magic no
okay
e bi akeka bom eye aggregate no na etimi disa nsunsuaso we baye say mo primaries ya manye ne yie o mo impose nkofo on nipa nkofo ne mpebo mo o mo de share o mo kon national executive constituency executive we ni epe no nkofo no so si nipa ye mpe no eno we ni mo nyina no ekutia MPP ene ma ekutia wo no nse we no I say see so no zero sum game me wo fsoro na wo fom na me be basoro enti we no kutia wo dia ene na se we ni onyamba fom no na ba ko no de ne kosoro enti sa ne ma ya agboboboyi o my achievements in the past the etime ye kagetia yesi market way ya yesi ane niema bebre amu ye no nanka esono de no e wo soro nanso emi said the wo no entimi ankoyo no mo message pa omo wo niema anka betimi abo mo pa nanso emi said the wo boni akon anaka eso mo kon ni branka eso mo de ko ekon no mo no ankoye sa e na akwakoba de ekoba yi
Dr. Jalila Teku NDC
I think say first I'm say me ne Brako be ayi kakra about say propaganda un say propaganda the parties no omu nyina edu bia omoye but wo hwe NDC any MPP aya for instance wo take a japa problems na buy no ayi ye first say ade a obi a utimi hu say problems ewo home people raise issues ni ayi it will know will it be propaganda so this and other things I think the message I think NDC also had a message who say o share NDC about more than 4 years nana also ebebe ni 4 years NDC also almost strong aya omugina say infrastructural development enti emi say eno also eboa NDC because I say more track record no because we share for instance we share a schools na senior community senior high schools na first ACA on that, you know, Musanado urban was basically 350 senior high schools. And this enforces, so if in Bakokura want to be and see out of 350. So they have a record of Serbia or more 123, whether they have been all completed or at least 123. And to share, if I say any acquire in the rural areas now, we can say yeah, share in Kenya, Sadia, regional creation of the regions. Nka ebia manfo expect say nka e ayi papa be bre if I say MPP, but unfortunately no and man sir, because the people are looking for development, because ye here regions no near ebe ya e de mpuntu no beba ya nya regions no but mpuntu no andi achi. So basically let me say this were some of the things now and also ebua if I say NDC. So I want to share and then ABS hospital. So say say because of MPP special catch up with this say NDC or track record, they're able to point A, B, and C. So in the last about last 6 months, you know, MPP so they were going to build 88 district hospitals also. So in the last 6 months, and that kind of thing. So I think some of these things, you know, I say. So MPP in so many ways. So I think that both parties had the messages depending upon how a but they're not dog because NDC share any message no so. Let me say it was specific and concise from the MPP. Yes, because certainly NDC unlike 2000 and I think 2012 was the 2016 it be keke. Yeah. Oh, Mahama. Okay, in terms of I said slogan. In terms of slogan okay, well I think say who say yeah, MPP started selling that okay, 4 more for Nana until some balloting now you know, so at the point you know they have to switch to number one. To number one. Those things, you know, sometimes, well, yeah. Okay. I don't think so. I think the most important thing is say slogan fine, but in terms of message, you know, message about Serbia, and I think the NDC was able to put that, and I think that MCN also. NDC did something, not just propaganda. No. They did something. Because it's like they almost track record. Okay. We have infrastructure. They're able to point say okay. NDC was saying say yes. Yes. Yeah, exactly. They couldn't point any major project in. Except the Omoko Kate sword for construction of a hospital, hospital. Yeah, and the first lady, they no maternity, maternity no. Yeah, unlike KJT, where that is at the center of time. Yes. Town, Kumasi ni be a movie other villages or be sick KJT until KJT market. Say Eastern Corridor Road say a major thing like every election year BBA. And this will be to be point so if Eastern Corridor maybe a year but we share within the MPP period now nothing for the last part. Yeah, what I'm saying is that we share President Kufua so who names are quite President Kufua from KJB or from counter KJB the paper so that's about 25 kilometers. Mahama time no or from a fence the paper so about 45 kilometers or so. So but we share Nanado within this period now. It was the last 6 months in KJB eba Jasikan. Okay. Ya construct ya you know Musa but I say no road no. Yes, road no. Ya dey atutu e no Musa ye but wo share say bia say ebia wa ba bia omo nyan ye ayikura say na you can find then enu na ma me ba gushegu ne karagade ne how why the end there is classic say development amewu ye pa na ma onya samaje ba be ti say gushegu say MPA boss minim development kwa okoye but we need presidential parliamentary Karaga so deputy minister I think I mean so we need. If this is what you are saying, then how come Omumi and were able to win this? Because I'm a would say I'm a woman winning presidential. We need presidential. We need, but we need a parliamentary. But in Gushegu and Karaga, I mean, Tampuri to me we need presidential parliamentary. Meanwhile, to say they now can. Haji Alima Mahama na the Rugu constituency. Oluzi. Yeah, we share if I say I Tampuri dey say na Dr. Idi. No one so MPP seat.
Okay.
So
but campaign temo no many candidates.
Yes, still na
5 months
seat.
Okay.
Yeah, for about 5 or 6 months till na MPP seat. So say first say MPP na first the previous who said the other candidate no one Dr. Edi answer and contest bio. So it was still an
MPP primary school.
Exactly.
So like appointment.
Yeah.
So
are you saying it wasn't that magical that we know is
not this yeah.
Also MPP the kind orphan constituencies.
Yes.
And omo constituencies are almost MPs no. Sa brand na certain MP na anya den anko nti hona no em say there was some agreement bi na Hassan Koye nti it wasn't a idea but contested. Another takeaway from these elections the formidability of Nanane Bawumia. Afia the SC no as chimu you say your baby you say yare e ball kokko sa chima ni tirum tutu ye no se ball kwa anki SC no sa yare we se ball any other party and can be opposition the SC but usha still no nana timi we with 51 point something %.
Is it not due to Bawumia? Because if you go to northern region MPP performance in the northern region all experts say because of Bawumia.
But over other regions some of the constituencies MPP lose parliamentary but nana we presidential.
Okay.
So Bawumia bomodin why there or the northern region which is unprecedented.
And Bawumia secured a place in 2024.
Yes, I mean I wouldn't say that. I would say
I'm trying to be controversial.
He has made a very big statement.
Yes,
that is how I'll put it. So he has made a very big statement for his presidential candidature
in 2024.
But Nanado, from what has happened, also say he's still very popular. So the popularity above him. But do you see, if for him to have survived a turbulence. It is a sebi na ashiki that wa be from because what from so because obianu wa odaso daye that say DC BC so if you say
all the political I don't remember anybody even saying say benya hang parliament.
No, but you see the lawyer came. The question to ask is now who cause him?
Now exactly. Now who?
No.
And the lawyer cried out to say, "Oh, man, MPP for now."
No, but you see, Usha na make us say, Sabi, we cannot conjecture. Yeah, the research na ye adwuma. See, the University of Ghana research, for me, appears more credible because of the consistency.
Okay.
The biomo predict here, very close, ye adwuma. Not just say, nipo omuko. Luckily, Dr. Suleiman or Dr. Atiku, luckily, no, or na nipo.
Also, na research.
I'm gonna research, no. We share the sample, nipo mo sample here. Anyone anu nsema ubisa ya. Not just say nipo ni bebre ama MPP aban no high approval rate in terms of their programs and policies.
Yes.
So, just say it was more than 50%. Yeah. And most of the research about Kumasi Technical University there by any other research findings and our results about not just a approval rate in terms of programs and policies even above 55%. So it's going into the elections now obianim say no one do mukudin kunim. University of Ghana research for instance nipa na corruption ye problem mo ye 4%. So
but and also na dog brako nka say no the kind of propaganda na communication NDC here no they push corruption to a higher level.
Ebema me ne dog brako aye adwuma aye agin say wo ho say em say after say matena me do de ne buy no say time matena me do de ne maaye no na corruption space no adadin kakra NDC for ni pushi and pushi. But after some time, do the any buy.
Then he gave credence to it.
Na afedie, nipa bohon komo. Ye di hun komo be na ochi mi nu. The part what I say. Enti eno ba sa no. What you say affect o mu nti programs and policies are na feel say eno mom ye priority to nkrofo. Corruption mom ye priority to just 4% of the people almost sample you know. Not just say you feel say afide ne yɛbɛmu ayɛ de asesa na me no te sɛ da me kan no mfiti ase no wo hwɛ Greater Accra region aha na wo de hwɛ national gauge corruption no because aha no de sabi you have unim say Greater Accra Ghana Accra no about 60% of Ghana urban friends
yes I am nkura kese
yes sabi wotna ka mu free nkran so wo ko takrade sometimes me kokko to takrade and me kokko to Sudan obetimi atie Peace FM from Accra to Takrade obetimi atie Peace FM from Accra to Kumasi and na baby a wokobia wo Ghana ha anopa it is quality the program no so na nkrofo chirechiri nsemu a omo tie wo Ghana ha no edoso yi it is such discussions no say ba apa and say wo crowd program yi ubahu se dipa etie no doso pa
uko dog kokro mu hono man kwanta ne ade
it is such discussions no you never underestimate them na me de eye madwene me clear in my mind say enya insunsanso ewo achire no
okay I can confirm that Suleiman remember but I can because even in my years of practicing embusa Suleiman me na ye adwuma we ache o frɛ aban minister government official amanaba o bre echembi ase o virtually also ko panic chew na wo de number na lawyer ka say ye wa beka wasem na enko obi owo nkwanta obi owo krache obi owo sabulugu gushegu na wate no ase virtually o pa aban nipa no ase na do election a be 2 weeks afa na no pa atwa na mfa member program so and so me feel the immediate the arrogance
but Afia
politicians na position lawyer who dey to me say the arrogance in my practice and my year demand NDC my year demand MPP my year demand Professor Mills President Mahama yare a wo aban kofo mbetena NDC ti akonwa so under Professor Mills na President Mahama okudeto ablakwa Felix Kwachofo so omunya develop isa characteristics bi but the year to say the Suleiman na wo kan say expectation na MPP wo President Nanado cause obi enim papa we track record in politics na ministers it is a plain J and then yes they have no reason say on be arrogant but they are.
You know, if you are, I mean, did you say addition? I was a free. Near see mu pass. I mean, a politician. And they say, men to am obia ase. A banner say, among for capacity. So on be make you more decisions. I will say, both MPP and DC. Sani I can omo abemua. Na ya kwa me say ye nimni ayeye. Munya ye ni enya ni ebe. First of all, I think one area among for Bebre, they are disappointed in Nana right from the beginning. The number of ministers, for example. And anu ye ni say, oh, a Juma won't be ye, and a betchere say justified and
okay, so Pentamin's no grand speech is in a hurry.
You know, so almost 124 or 125 ministers, yeah, it be a murder. 4 years, yeah, Shade who reshuffle be a reshuffle be say, oh, minister, we are true, yes, one as be a and no, one of the factors. That JSM ya working. Nipa be no more. Obi is Okoboy. Me Okoboy, me ni shiada. But Oba me fear and I say, I'm a Jumamua. Now I am a Sejama, my brother being a Walusu.
I'm telling you, that can be so an adjuno.
First, we know. Oko Binduria. Madame Fubia, winning for MPP. That's the only MPP seat in Upper East this time. You know, previously no more Navrongo or Garuti, Timpane, or you know other seat, Zebila. But this time it's only that Abanga Abdullah, who is a very close friend, and what we know. Sometimes it's about Nipano, how down to earth he is.
Yeah.
Look, politicians say, people can say what they want, but that man is a politician. And that perhaps is the reason why, you know, I think they won, is it 2 or 1 seat?
And Collins, that's not Kunyan Swache. He's so the.
And Collins is the type. Opa, look at Dr. Dichu. I think, sir, and yes, Ofri Ashanti, and Obe winning. Even if he was anywhere, Dr. Dichu would have won. Why would Amewu win? People will say, oh, Disika. Yes, your money can go. Per voter region. How much money?
Okay, so Kofi Jamasi try.
Exactly. You know, so it's about attitude. Any senior Obama man for them who say yes, why be a politician, why a penny, name me a frawa ufa, only a dinsa was so uba ye me enye mo wasa kwenka olusu timpane because right from the elections period ono ani crofo a omo ye nua abusua obi be kasa me friend kra onfa me text message kra me ntene nka ene ade me feel say brasu say politicians ye jai say minim ni ameye plus yana politicians be adwene say when I say the thing whether it is true or it's not true people will take it so for example we are politician now because over the last 4 years you created 1.2 million jobs now a part of your campaign and I think MPP was doing that a lot. Young people are on the street selling. Now 1.2 na me de within 4 years pa amrantia no mu ni adwuma 1.2 million and anya adwuma and me anya bi me bra wenso anya bi na ngrofo nokra no mo kana ti ade ne bi wo ha wo kasa ne amanfo ebehu se wa ye adwuma no na wa hwe ye kura nso a na wo hye obi nso so ebufo na eno so ya ade a megidi se e wo se politicians no mu say it's not what you say it's about what on the ground what is on the ground one village one dam is it there or it's not there it's not about say we better na kran maka say you buy you see ya this number and I hear that number one village one district one factory is it there or it's not there sometimes the truth you can see be say na mom say na yetimi aye the other thing I feel say affect MPP and it's you see the NDC was running on an 8-year record. It's not 4 years.
Yes. Under President Mills, President Mahama.
They were running on an 8-year record. Whether they did this road or this, they didn't do all that within the 4 years of President Mahama. But the MPP, I think, didn't respond to that.
Should they have added President Kufuor record to?
No, they can't do that. But I think wasn't Komuma BBA class Ejuma way 2016 to 2012 to 2016. This is purely Mahama. But no one be brave or what about say a track record ni, and they were comparing 8 years to 4 years.
Okay.
And MPP was also responding as if yes, young compare. You know. Exactly. Young and you can't certainly compare performance in 8 years to performance in 4 years. I think fortunately the situation we have now no Eba Boyama in 2024 no it will be 8 versus 8.
Okay.
You know, and then we will see
but do you think that Baumia to say they na many lawyer can earlier no way Baumia performance of MPP in the northern region Bema Baumia place ana?
Oh, I think for Baumia there media in simple and plain language the mechanism says 2024 if MPP and cover Baumia then it's a defeat warrant and ana Oma sign. It's like you per se you lose. Madam Fobi was a bila. Yeah, or yeah, MPP. Meneno Kasano, your kind say, oh, you cry your boy say, your candidate no lose. This all other. Also, sometimes I didn't know how many sheguna boabo anwa. You know, but 2024, if MPP doesn't go with Baumia, and I say Baumia, and I say, oh, men are men pair. What will be your campaign message in the north? Because people say, oh, Aliu Mahama, no, after your man fano. Ntiba Umia Cranso, a druso, a woman fano. Nampa, I could do so. Near say MPP primaries, Baumia and win Mr. A and a win.
That's all contesting one we and you'll be a cost. This is a legitimate cost.
Who could do so
to be a campaign
message ban now what they call because already know there's that propaganda say, oh, MPP there. We are not now. You can never be a leader. Don't forget, say, Aliu Muhammad Diane Danchenya. The only time MPP, enya chairman of Free North, chairman of Fuku. Whether the CEO was right or wrong is another thing. In politics, Sanyana a lawyer can. In politics, there, it's not about what is in the Bible say truth and this. It's about what plays out. So, say chairman of Fuku, so be chairman, and whatever happened. Ye ni si nchen Aliu Mahama be advice or call ye wenya ba omia upon all near ye kan or the savannah ba or the northern region of ba you know or the economics a year ba na ko du on yes ba omia so call ye wonu so wenya dia na mse na bia ompese omuhwegu na 2028 omusambo abo ano
your dog
all right attitude na mo ka dem say ye recent study kura no from politicians no say nya kakra
oh sir
say study the findings ye dey buy no so nifa ba ko na kwetena ni dem na wa say ne ayi nti sometimes me tell say study na ye dey findings na e buy no say e raise so many issues who say political actors no because who say normally say steady banner on favor particular area lecture say so microphone omoye this party and I say so part of the lessons on say research no political parties on was some of research no sometimes say we see uti ya yana so bi ka kire so we de kopen sunyu kakra na adware a say sunyu enkum nipa o wo try e wonji ndikura o take ayina ebeboa e wo kwan bebere so enti no sometimes say ebia say me or me a politician ebia say enti no there are certain things I was say omo nya some gide bi na bibi say eba na mo take ebetumi aboa o kwan bebere so wutumi hu say ebia or this particular area ebia or problems be or maybe you will be able to resolve any and then to maybe the last I say other I say there's some who share the way now voting the echoes were Mr. Ghanaian say I established these 2 terms for parties, you know. It's who share trend no it's like 92 about 2000 2008 and Males Mahama 8 years and into share trend no it's like Ghanaians establishing 8 years so maybe I'm Mr. parties when I was almost your calculations in a year they have to factor.
Do you expect President Mahama to come back in 2024?
Yes, certainly since if I'm saying because we share for now we share the effects and the performance now that's so it was through year because out of about 30 million on 6 million plus and president Sunya 6 million plus into we share and say he's very still popular. So coming back say I don't mean who say obi for now and I don't mean young hunia ebia be free MPP mo obetimi achieve
that
popularity for now.
No, in terms of the candidate for NDC for Nana American because for the first time in press conference na do ajao you know how votarians na what NDC monso they are trying to say they come back for their party especially if they see a rolling in Hono to come back again. How Nadusu is a very because now with this parliament how Nadusu will be one of the most powerful people in Ghana. People have tipped him for future president. Until they will still go and sponsor him say opesa okodi e no beko. So what is likely to happen? But Mami Buzao, yeah, final comment because your time not aso. Then I expect to say President Nana Akufo, the president-elect, will do in now that we're winning. What do you expect him to do in his next government?
Well, in the next government, the same say looking at FNC Parliament, you know, or I'm say do it means that was say or FNC consultation, FNC consensus building. Was say because we share the number of seats now NDC. Any MPP virtually they are the same. Maybe an independent candidate, and there are a number of things now. Maybe you know you need first say who need that majority. No, you need the first the opposition side. And you know, I was first a consensus building skills. No, because that's going to be very critical in taking certain.
How about the government
decisions.
also?
When in terms of the government, they are so if I said ready to know. It's clear for if I said say to us this type of family and friends, these scandals, and in the baby then that is if I say who say elections there are 4 years better so people are going to look at this. Okay, time I buy and the goodwill now onya now buy and me so we share you know that goodwill no and share that and so if I say because people expected like Mr. Suleiman Eka, you know, expectations, you know, now high. Say, be on another, you say, or you say, Nanado, no, about 4 years. Until young 4 years, you know, what he's capable of doing and not doing. And you know, I say, election results in Casano, was a elbow, even though he's not coming back, but if I say, for the party, you know, I was say, almost,
Mr. Suleiman.
Well, I think, sir, going forward, you know, one area is number of ministers. I think it is too much. First year, no, I owe some responsibility to a lot of people. Over the 8 years now, may pay power near there, no. But this is the time, 2024, Nana will not be on the ticket, and I think that this presents the best opportunity for him to do what he wants to do. I think if we sabre iko ena obetimi aye na se no beba so a na na edi nkan number of ministers no dey e do so dodo. Two, I think there has to be a lot of discipline in the party itself. And no pahwa, nigidi say obiya ka family and friends. And I'm saying na I'm saying okay omo but obiya nim, you know, say for ministries here now bobo bebrebe nyina adentia me papa pani bia oye achimni. And then the kasada bia was na de achim for nkwa na yakọ school. Then aban ba ko ufa ha say ufa we say omo tumi nyina say me fi say eno ya de a e wo say omo boa na eso na Afia homaso no so no e was a eba from kakra na e hu say we minister o we dey o go down engage the people and so on Afia no kra politics no say me ntimi nya de we oman no sika ye ntimi nya esan say yakoye nim Afia we covid say be bia o enti ebo shan bebrebe na omo share because of elections no I don't know how it will be delivered plus be what parliament ebe boot for boot o cannot maka we say no ma say omo interest na say you be make the government unpopular so that 2024 ebe easy ama NDC nti me feel say no kredie e ya de ho behia
so we ntumi nya na waka
so me ntumi nya esan say we enti na emom so wanya ne sa na de no ma bi hinta parliament for be boawo ama nia umpese amanfo no ebe koso in 2024 no ebe koso and now the last point is say 2024 people are now going to start pitching for 2024 omo be person be presidential already my kind be online meaning say no crow nya no crow say Jogate say we magina 2024 I'm sure
ambition
I'm sure say
there are so many people but I think people are just playing it
exactly.
So akasa
I'm sure say
Jogate kwa parliamentary seat there were issues there.
I'm sure said the Alan thing will begin to come out.
I think Alan should forget about this unless he's willing to go as a running mate.
Say most likely this Asante Achem, you know, who continues near there no will come back. Buzia Dankwa.
People have cited Obiti said Napo no near there for.
And I think the party and the government will have a lot of management to do, and if they do it well. At the end of the day, Ghanaians will reward any government that delivers. You know, and if they know when to me and here because we they mum kakrana na wono, udi ye juma, and koyese kodi amount for bottom. Now for corruption no dear. Say corruption no amount for man. No matter what PR, Opa Koko for the best PR company in the world. Now mama manage you. That's a corruption no, as one tier. Amount for no they know. So you can't deceive them with good PR. If it's a normal way near there was a ban here.
Okay.
Lawyer.
Afia, Edikai, conservative parties all over the world, they do more than 2 terms.
Oh, okay.
Now,
they do more than 2 terms.
Magano
be anye 2 terms.
No, maybe can't say about. It is a MPP. And to me, I'm breaking cycle now. Not I want to me follow the footsteps of conservative parties.
Okay.
They should be aiming at breaking that cycle. Now, if you are, one say, we hear financial space. You also need political space to govern. And I think that in the last 4 years, MPP didn't create that political space. So, Mr. President Kufuor was saying, "Make a pick," because I needed the financial space. So, sooner you need the political space. Say, Obi Kachira will say consensus. Yes, consensus is going to be very material in the next government. But you see, you see, it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah.
Nipa me know the far again. So what I say. Nipa na no be build the consensus. So I already saw no be build the consensus, and now only they build the consensus. NDC in the year 2017, clearly na omu majority of parliament, no omu numbers here or parliament to say the omu say. And so from day one, omu hit ground run and say omu na buy na ye unpopular. Just so omu me aba buy no. Into kaya, the first instance a time Yura Ejako call vetting. The scandal that came, omu make allegations say Ejako omu TSK. Ninyina no na omo de build it up. So sebi de enya asem kra na Omo twist no.
But that's the work of opposition.
Not necessarily.
No, but
it has to be constructive.
Oh, but
not destructive.
But MPPs who also did the same thing to Mahama when he was in.
Can't say MPP and yes, sir.
Okay.
But I'm telling you, say.
They started early.
Make sure the sequence time started. Not Omo build it up. It is a she just say go into 2020, 2021, 2024. No. Consensus alone is going to give you that space. You might not be you might not be honest to yourself. I was so now we need to form say I was saying A, B, C, D to create a political space for myself. So MPP would have to create a political space. When me and create our political space now, then the year 2021, 2024 will be very chaotic because NDC for power by me ni se omukra no mo ani daso se number si omanya
yes
me sure se no mo ani daso a nke bia niam bia na nka omo ye no kombe scale the app more na se ya omanya sa number si ya omunim se 2024 no e ben omo no ene owu be miam na omo abo no se ne so omo si bo no enti wo aban no ene wo se uhu se
like government bet me survive there.
Say a parliamentary system of government. The government may not be able to survive 18 years. And nothing that make a choice abino and there was so who the political space will be created. One, your appointment. Right? Any government beyond the fulcrum of the government, a four-pay. Chief of Staff, National Security, Secretary to the President, and the Attorney General. Share one bar a Juma Wayama Trump or America.
Yes.
Obey all the dirty work. You need people like that to create the political space.
The president changes us, you know.
Men can't say unchanging.
And you I've heard people who are saying
men can't say omo hono ebi ya de president na ebi so akasa kire na ni binum benya ebi a direction set a football ebi a obo 4-4-2 say won say game na sesa enti say person obo dey 3-5-1
and a one top
bi yet be see
okay
enti nye nipa na sesa sesa na bi so e kasa kire so secondly say ne de ade baako a was aban hu ne say you krom ha say no in the court of public opinion no you be kan ba bonten kan odibem so it is a bold allegation say Afia Pokua wi sika sebi o obi abeje di say Afia Pokua wi sika krom ha no ye de wasamba bedwam radio so newspaper mu the rules of natural justice apply to say they apply in the courtroom enti die na wo se wo ye se ne be ya ye de wasamba abonte nipa nyinnie fi se wo press statement a wo be release no nipa nyinni o minister
obi akra na be kan
obi kra na be kan minister o ba be respond no ye be kasa de bia sa obo ye bone a no mo be chirechire mu enti se die na se ye ade se aban ye ne se wo so ma transparency e do so bibi bia uye bia no e so increase public engagement, stakeholder engagement. So enti civil society organizations no we share wo mo na wo de wadwene ai at wo manim media no we share wo mo na the person o de ai wo de at wo manim na modi anobaba ye na mudi anobaba ya na de o mo be kan kire wo no na wo de ai aka ho na de ai adwuma afi so re twato no media for no ne ade no any civil society ni ye nyina no ye move from say ade ba pe ni ye dia not we dia nyemu nyai eno na ya sometimes e ma aban bi person we engage ni pa ya no so because you see sometimes who make it who implement who initiate policy who was strong conviction say ade a mi be yi e be boa ma be my example time of COVID-19 eba se sem kwala ni ko school cultural exams no agrofo se omko mbewu ukokro ha se omkrofo kwala wo fie but aban ni nya akokoduro man kwala ni ko school no hwese o ma akwa ama results eba ye papa
yeah but ebi mu nso konya covid ni bi o but meti wase o ba la
I think
one na ukoka brofo we as see you engagement
na make
engage nipa
na me be ka cho se na make cho se engage mu a Mummy moving away from the position, sir.
But this one, government did not engage anybody.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Or your policy in and sana or attempted to obey engaging.
I wouldn't want to discuss it because the minimum said there was engagement. They are okay, the minimum.
Okay.
The minimum said there was engagement.
Okay.
But even that, you know, actually, I would say one, Aban implemented our policy, no. Nipo who could do, and also,
okay.
It's going to be a strong sense of conviction. But what about to Nipan anymore? Now, Omobeka Abemubun Sembi, Eddie after all, moving to the point where we should be positive about everything, very constructive. Me person me cut off phone. Oh, Aban, say the Usha Sika or na phone now, person or cotton, Name Ushi may be a sick assembly general. Yen to me, young chance or so answer. So, Afia suspicion. We don't be bokrono into the modeba. It won't table no one have a discussion. Why do you know so chrono no more than
okay.
I
didn't see this. Frances Esiam message. I was receiving good morning. A democracy like ours reflect the building blocks of an egalitarian society. Frances Esiam, the bro, we are full soldiers. No, anyone more in Quantania, they no more mice are bro. But the all kind of chat also see Attorney General, Minister for National Security must go. Frances Esiam and Ekasa. They must go in the next Nanado government. Doc, my member also for final comments.
Job creation, na Ira Suleiman, Ekase, Asen ni ho na bibisa no. Real, enye empty statistics bia. Yan die, we say teacher education university. Ya chirem kwala no mko chira die pre-tertiary levels. Impokura bi tertiary levels. Na biribia no ye kokosho madwuma, ukọ team practice e be hwe adwuma, ukọ internship e be hwe adwuma. If 2011, nkwara no mo nya adekire mo kwan. It's an employment freeze no. Na 20 last November, me call Western North, me call Bono East, me call Bono, me call Hafo, me call Asante. Baby abeko bia wa nya kura political science for benya be 4 5. Say, yetia ye afa ni aba wo, yetia ye yo say. Won, enti enya de ye empty statistics. Wo ho enkwada ye ne omote mantemu ye ne omkwasore ye ne omo ewo twakan bi ebi o nurse mu health sector na education sector forestry ni ade enti nyade bi a enye no kure ewo ho na yakwa ban mun senia parliament ne si akwakoye no ese aban ende omadi kankan ese otrimo the size of cabinet yes what this slim cabinet eyadwuma na afi so no ne policies awode code on hwe say policy betma subsidy of parliament. Unpopular policies there, as I or sheni ye. Yes, or jenny or nyene policy no, dear betimi aboa or mine. Titu budget no, anya budget betimi atwa enyuma pa na all ye no so. Na enough on build succession plan. Bribiano say incumbent be ezitia. Sabin yana a problem ma party a wabanso no. Ebra yura rollins isi no. Ena ye wura ku 45 NDC kon ye wura ku fo wie ya oko no ena na obi enu se na do enya wie na ni ba no ho so na twena me afa no so enti bra we ebezeti no edien hwa na obesi na nemu ho no o ma menigi ni amanigi ni ye betumi ahadwene papa ena afi so no esese o mo hwe primaries no primaries ndie o ma san hwe biu dia ene na o mo ntie futuo
that's it doc abuja for the base anum say budget before e be kono we bi no message so mo dia ba o say or the Evis or say if you bring Suleimana back next week na wa fire pa no krane de e da ho e wo say e ka but etore bia na ebi no musuro into me enka no krane no Margaret no say if you good job pa na enemaye no amoaten ewo a tag and also if this program needs to be repeated 10 times. It's a great show pa unshakable men and I do my better studio one more boa pa with an unshakable host. Yeah, that's it. Mr. Boatin say all the way say about tag for now. So yeah, them say so much dear my NSM dia and okay if you try and defend the program now say who defend also try and host the program as who defend NDC some of them mo mpɛ no krenti obi yes say and Max Otando no say and there my ade pa na Eric Adu and no say if ya Baumia de 2024 say the Suleiman kan sa omunya sesa no pe and MPP no lose no mbe lose and nya de obi akra bebo wakra wo I camp of no say if ya ye was say nanado ohwe na ne stronghold no appoint more people free ho no jai achemfo no kakra say the be no so ebe balance in the second term ma me Gandoa Bento no see if you me no me pese me hu seat krokra omo ewini ye na na o ka ho asem no eno ya ye ni na free eyi nyina ya ye map no acho swing seat no any seat I say ama parliament a pie between NDC any MPP no and afi Alex Oduro no say good job pa see if ya se mahama ni NDC for so omo ntehwe ya se a court no da ho no o betimi akọ no makọ akọye court adwuma nya sa enya abonten ena omo so ye omo ba bekka se de omo ankasa no omo epe ni bia Ghana de ye adwuma pa amatakun ye da se so share program no na omo breakfast and ope bia Saturday John Pokua ntwi no say if ya shalom enne me mama happy Sabbath pa in fact ene mu program no mama ma enjoy pa better entry wa London no say if ya me ye mo ye adwuma pa Yakopon sham ne adwuma mo ye gift ya hu o say na ade na ebi mo so ya no mu didi bim lady atem madam don't worry I used to wait okofia na nkra be kan Ghana atem mo di atem na hwan Abdul Rahman no say if ya so we should suffer for someone's error say electoral commission aye mistake enti hwan na emra emefa ehun susu so say the panelists no wo nyina achechim say nke yemfa nche no na rock bafo no say our core systems are not working for now won say mama politics kra committee to de bi obi court kra no susuru say court ho no kra onya justice say the ono ope no ha no redu no say the whole program is a soldier man yo na small negligence and a electoral commission makofa we nyina e de aba no na kesi you see great point pa if you good job and yes waka no credit acha aban ne nkofo mpanifo ni bi eto de bia wan fire omo a na che so omo ne nam ho sa say the Francis Esiam kai no say me ne no eye adwen pa Isaac Debra no say you're good me show mo live e wo Italy na ka che NDC for say bibie ni a lose ndo ma lose nto omo court na asem no kre no ni nyina emra na obi a enwa busuafo me da ase ba omo mo Kumase Veneso Pokua APC e wo Kumase oni Mr. Akweti Nyameche ye vice president APC ama nyame also ye APC member Kumase na kwabransa fa mu nyamo so mo hwe ye da masese mo hwe e de ama busuafo de besia ye de na ase kese am ye mpanifo anopa me nda na nka obi a wekese omo da na at least or the arrest kakra na so ye sorry mo kete so anopa na mo nyina mo hwe anim na madaro mama ba ye program so ama ye da mo nyina se Ghana for so a omo hwe mo so e da masipa mpanifo akese ne ye ne wo mo eye adwumadie Dr. Abrakon Isaac Brako Chade wo University of Education Winneba ofiri Winneba no ho na homachosi mu a wa ba bedu ano doc e da se bebre Yakopon shaw sanso na lawyer na eje ba for we so e da se lawyer so we be kan ye ho so we ja wadwuma nyina wo cases egu so ochina kwa menim so we be court so we ja ni na wa be boy Executive Secretary Penny Kesi Oda Media Foundation for West Africa wo me na hwe media for nyina so monitor ye hwe ye adwuma na ye chia anase ye koyi a ono so e ka senke be ka media semba one ye beto aso one of these days ya sheda ba be hwe media for so kwan ye fa so a ye adwuma teacher name ye local language and ye kan gan ever ni ade no your contribution to Ghana democracy or say ye no kwa ye a whole researcher ye be because enye ye anka bebre omo democracy anka omo nte ensema ekoso nte Ewra Suleiman Abraham o say da asesa oja obi bia wo be kan ho sanso na Dr. Abdul Jalilu Ateku e wo political science department University of Ghana Legon doc e da asepase also be kan ho pa menim se na ka woko baby enso fe o ade and Ewra Abraham pa mensa so CDD Nicodeyo ye da asese ye fra wa homa so nya abre na ye twetwe nkomo production team na da ase emfa ya consem kese emi enua bema Abeku Santana agree Abeku Santana papa free mo covid abre no so it's social distancing regulation ti omo ko kra no afi na omo ye eye ni ti enua bema Abeku Santana kofoduafo no nua na mabusuafo despite media nyina say ye ma ya akọ ene hyeden pa Yakopon kra papa so no ye ni papa ye ni pa no hojo obi anso e ma yakọ ebusuafo ye fesia na ma se ma munya mu ene hwe Yakopon ye adno de nkwache next week ye ba beto aso ma e wo critical issues ye fa me vim de Afia Pokua